Oh, hello there. I didn't see you. Thank you for waiting. We had some internet issues here at The Broken Pact, one of the family of Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica shows here at twitch.tv/D&D and twitch.tv/Saving Throw Show. I am your Guildmaster, Ruben Bressler, and these fine citizens are my players. Please feel free to introduce yourselves.
Hi everybody, my name is Jordan Pridgeon, and I play Astaroth, who is a Minotaur bard. Wait, no, he's not.
Whoa.
What? Bard?
I just said the wrong thing for
Secret
some reason.
multi-class?
Why did you
Interesting.
do that?
You guys didn't know?
Oh.
I'm not a secret Demir, I'm just a secret bard.
All I want now is a Minotaur bard.
I just want to be a singer. Why is it so embarrassing?
Right.
Minotaur bard.
that
Okay.
plays the horn.
Yep, I'll multi-class. No, I am a Minotaur fighter from the Boros Legion. That was a weird mistake. Anyway, I like to shake people, and I'm dealing with the recent promotions, and like the group, and met my dad,
Yeah.
who I thought was dead,
Yeah.
and then he animated me, and
Shout out to Jimmy Wong, who joined us last week, playing Rock, who played Astaroth's
Who was
father. Fabulous.
my dad.
Welcome back anytime, of course.
yep. So that's me. You'll be able to tell who I am because I got horns.
I'm Riley Silverman. I play Velma Sweet, the half-elf fighter. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say bard. Silly
What a
me.
ridiculous mistake.
But yeah, she is a member of the Demir Guild, currently infiltrating the Orzhov Guild.
Hey everybody, I'm Grav Galati, and I play Lucien Ladrian, the human cleric of the Azorius Senate. And he is currently dealing with meeting Astaroth's dad.
Hey everyone, I'm Ashlyn, and I'm playing a Lexodon cleric from the Slesian Conclave named Tuturu.
Doo-doo-doo!
And she is what were you gonna say?
Nope, go on.
And she is currently dealing
He didn't say
with...
Tutoru.
I just said it wrong. I'm sorry.
Jordan is having a rough night.
Hey,
Do you want to talk about it?
Yes, I'm all right. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. Keep introducing yourself.
and she is dealing with the death of her mentor. Mentor.
Wow,
Mentor.
Mentor.
Oh my god. Mentor, Mookie.
Right.
I see what's
It's gonna be a
happening
night. And yeah, so dealing with that and helping her friends do things.
We're having
And
a little
keeping
bit
them
of a...
alive.
Oh, I apologize. Yeah. We're having a little bit of an off night. We apologize. We haven't eaten our Wheaties, and our internet's having problems. So the first shout out tonight is going to go to benevolent overlord Dom Zook. Thank you so much, Dom, for everything that you do. Please do join us, by the way, this Saturday for Saving Throw Show Spring Break, where many of us will be playing in a variety of streams over the course of a 12-hour period. Who all is playing? Ashlyn's the only one who's... Are you going
Wow.
to GP? No? Do you want to come in? I'm sure that
it's
you probably...
Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, I have family in town.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Oh.
So what are you playing?
I'm going to be
Alright.
playing in a game of Celebrity.
Great.
Which would just be like a fun party game run by Megan Caves.
Jordan Pridgeon.
That's
Right.
I guessed it.
So
right.
you're...
Celebrity.
Yep. And then you...
I'm playing in Monster of the Week on bright and early at 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Ooh.
I'm playing in Roll for Shoes at 7.
I'm also playing in Roll for Shoes. High five
Roll
with,
buddy.
Nice.
with Jordan Caves Callerman,
Yeah.
other Jordan.
Yes, and that, by the way, is on twitch.tv/Saving Throw
Right,
Show. If
not
you're
on
just
D&D.
twitch.tv/D&D.
Right.
Starts at 9 a.m. Tune in.
Speaking of which, we would first like to thank Wizards of the Coast, Dungeons & Dragons, and Magic the Gathering for allowing us to bring this story to you every week, for allowing us to be the first Ravnica Guildmaster's Guide show here on twitch.tv, and there's a myriad of others. For those of you who've rolled over from By Law and Order, thanks to Loading Ready Run, welcome to the show. If you want to talk about the show using social media, use hashtag #TheBrokenPact, in any of on Twitter, on our Discord, all of that kind of stuff. Before we get any further, I do want to shout out, every week I give credits to some folks who helped me create the show. I used to shout out A.E. Marling, who used to help make the show, but he's moved on to other projects. Phil DeLuca, Emmett Fury have helped me the whole way through. Someone who's always helped me all the way through, and who I've known for a long time, is a man named John Wells. John started chemotherapy this week, treatment for I believe it was chemotherapy, or he has stage 2 cancer, and he started treatment this week. He is responsible for the guest character sheets for all of the 3 guests the past 3 weeks. He also created for me character sheets for all of the villains that you fought. Tamina, the guide that you met in the Golgari Underrealm. Lots of the crunchy D&D stuff he helps me with. He's been an editor of mine for podcasts that I've used to work on. He's been a longtime friend of mine, and I wish him nothing but the best in his recovery. And I wanted to shout him out real quick. So, John, thanks for tuning in and for helping and all the stuff that you do.
Thanks, John.
So, without any further ado, let's cut to that beautiful intro music, cut together with Zach Hades' music and Gaurav's intro for Ravnica, the Broken Pact. Zach Heidi, not Haiti, as it's been a rough 20 minutes. All right, let's get into things here, shall we? With episode 15, Unexpected Results. 1 down, 4 to go. Well done, team.
Yay.
The party known as the Mended Pact has successfully completed 20% of the quests given to them by the Chamber of the Guildpact and their mysterious and aloof overseer, Jace Beleren. After they put an end to a crazed copycat killer last season named Dr. Bavlik, who was replicating a series of ancient magical murders, the Guildpact recruited the foursome and tapped them to investigate select leaders of the guilds, powerful political entities that rule and govern Ravnica, an ecumenopolis completely covering the known world in city and civilization. Most of the guilds now hold court in guild halls located in and around the 10th district, the center of the city, the Manhattan equivalent of Ravnica, a dormant volcano top, now level with the rest of the world, because it's sort of, the rest of the world has sort of built up this layer of city, and the 10th district is one of the only places where the surface world actually can be walked on, with the sun above it. With the rest of the world, after layers of city built up around it, and one of the few places where the planet surface of Ravnica still touches the sky. See, I got ahead of my own notes. A few days ago, the group raided the Raiders as they looked into Domri Raid, leader of the Gruul clans, a human beastmaster who rules the disparate tribes and solitary warriors of the Red Wastes. Looking for proof of malfeasance and shadowy outside influence, the gang got much more than they bargained for. They found Astaroth's father, beautifully played by Jimmy Wong last week, and they got into plenty of trouble. First, they met a puckish force of nature named Maya, with whom they traded playful barbs, received magical tattoos, and ultimately lucid visions where they controlled the events of the signing of the Guildpact through the eyes of their respective founders, called Perrins, gaining insights into Velma's father figure, the party's unusual powers, Tuturu's apparent deepening connection with the planet, and a mysterious whisper in the ear of the Boros member of the party. After which they did find what they were looking for, they think, in the form of a strange sandstone belt of otherworldly power. Escaping from Skarg, the Rage Pits, thanks to a timely transport via plants, as Domri's trampling hordes bared down upon them, a beaten and bloodied Mended Pact find themselves licking their wounds, recovering, and preparing for a different sort of danger. A mysterious invitation to Leaf Drake, the 10th District's only aquatic vineyards, for a banquet and awards ceremony where they have no idea why they've been invited or really what to expect. It's been 3 days since the events of the Rubble Belt. Till today is the 31st of Zuul, the last day of the year 10,076 Zal Concordant. Just under 10,077 years since the signing of the Guildpact that you all saw and experienced and took part in 3 days ago. In the intervening time, you've done some stuff. Let me know what you... Let's start over here, because you were injured in the events.
Yes.
So tell me, how have you spent your last couple days?
Mostly staying off her feet a little bit, but Velma never can sit still for too long. So I'm using a cane that's actually from the Wild Cards show.
Set, yeah.
So this has a gun on it. The actual cane that Velma has a cool ornate cat, and it's still a tail that she would use to like grip onto. But the things that she has done, for one thing, a big reveal in that episode was that Arthur wrote The Abacus and the Urchin, which is the book that Velma has been trying to find for the last season and a half, and that was like kind of the MacGuffin of last season. So
Who's Arthur?
Arthur is if people remember the flashback episode, we went back to before the story started. Arthur was the childhood kind of like the guy in the neighborhood who looked out for Velma and actually protected her from Silias when he came to her house to take her away. So like Arthur basically like stood in the door, wouldn't invite Silias in, and had Velma escape out the back. And he also is who wrote the poem that Velma has been using to cast all her spells, which is in the book. So Velma has a redacted 3rd edition of the book, and I would say that what she did was, when she found out that he wrote that book and that he said the poem was in the book, she went and feverishly looked through the book for the poem, but you told me it's not in that version of it, right?
So it's not in the 3rd edition of
Okay.
The Abacus and the Urchin. Lots of things have been edited and taken out.
Yeah, so and it was kind of a little bit sardonically kind of slightly mocking the guild, so
Right.
I think whoever redacted it probably took it out for that. That's what she thinks. The other thing that she would do is she would take a coach, she would hire a coach to, what's it called again? Sorry.
Dinrova.
Dinrova.
Sure.
I'm not a magic person. So
worries.
she went to Dinrova, and she...
So Dinrova is the public-facing guild hall of the Dimir Guild.
Yeah.
The actual guild hall is so secret that most people, even the Dimir, don't even know where it is.
Yeah, so she went in and she left a note from Agent Sweets to the scribe saying, I know some things and I need to speak to you. And she left that note, and so that is currently what she has done with that.
Cool.
And then, yeah.
And you bought your cane as well?
Yeah, and she also, she got her cane, so the cane is actually a modified cane sword, and she actually visited Percy, the Izzet that she had, that owed her some favors, from that. Wasn't that episode? That was the first episode of the season, I think.
that was the first episode of the season.
It was one of the two. There was two different
She has
people.
an Izzet connection of a
Yeah.
Mizium scientist, essentially.
Yeah, and he's like a bit of someone who's probably good at like
Crafting.
artificing and stuff like that. So she had him kind of like shape her cane in the way that she wants it. So she bought like a cane sword and then she had it modified to look like her. So it's basically her rapier ability, but it's
and you're still going to be suffering under the limp condition.
Yes.
Which, if you go to the Dungeon Master's Guide, I think it's on page 272 for lingering injuries. So Velma's speed is slowed by 5, and when she uses the dash action, she has to make a dexterity athletics saving throw or else fall prone. Which is an improvement over what she had when she was just walking around on a broken ankle, which I believe you were helping with.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what has your last couple days looked like?
Well, since we had that whole like weird vision quest and everything, and the information about possibly Maya being maybe responsible for what happened to Mookie, I'm assuming we talked.
Should we do that scene, or should we just
For what?
of like Tutaru and Velma talking about the stuff that
We'll
learned?
get there.
Okay.
Okay, well, in the interim, then she would have been like maybe trying to find out if there's anything listed about the Morrow in general.
Sure.
That she might be able to find, as well as like looking into different types of elemental things that could maybe create fire.
Sure.
And do something.
I
like
would
that.
say roll for me so looking into the Morrow would be a nature check or a history check.
And the reason she'd be looking into elementals is because of the note we got back from the professor.
Yes.
You said a what?
Nature probably. For the Morrows specifically.
For the Morrows, I got a 5.
Okay. There is not much written about the Morrows anywhere that you
Okay.
can find, at least in your cursory research over these past couple days. Your second question was?
Looking into just like elemental beings because the doctor specifically said, or professor, that
Sure.
something of elemental properties.
Yeah, Dax, the
Dax,
professor
yes.
from Prism. For that, go ahead and roll me a straight intelligence roll.
17.
Okay. So you're able to find a lot more information on the general existence of elementals. Specifically, you're looking for elementals related to fire,
Yes.
as there are a lot of elementals of water and plants and air and all that kind of stuff. The elemental energy, now you find a lot of information on elementals in general. Things like flux chargers and other blister coil weirds, which you fought one of. General fire elementals. You do in fact find that there's an entire legion within the Boros of elementals called the Flamekin, which are fire elementals who are part of the Spark Troopers and some of the other infantry who fight for the forces of the Boros. Other fire elementals that you might find around there's a lot of fire beings within the Rakdos. Lots of fire wheelers and those who wield fire as opposed to are made of fire, but there are some of those as well. You also, are doing more cursory research, broadening your horizons, maybe looking for elemental power, not just capital E elemental, but lowercase e elemental. Things like dragons, things like demons, things like devils, things like angels. Lots of beings use fire as their cudgel, essentially, and you're able to find a lot of research on those, that their power is elemental in nature, in that it is the platonic ideal of fire, not just a lit fire, which is why, for example, the spell Firebolt doesn't catch things on fire, but it deals fire damage.
Cool.
So, does that help?
Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely.
Did you have any follow-up, or?
No, I think she would have been busy, just head deep in that and helping Velma heal.
Great. Astaroth.
So I think
Got a lot to
Astaroth
process.
Yeah, Astaroth has had a lot to process, and I think he's actually sort of been dealing with it by avoiding it in some senses. So he met his father, which is somewhat had to shift his view of the world. He always kind of assumed that his parents were Gruul and just abandoned him because, it's Gruul. They don't follow rules, and they're like, whatever. And I think meeting his father and finding out that he was actually at least somewhat honorable person and things, and it wasn't a choice to abandon him in the same way. Astaroth has been kind of examining his own impulses and the part of him that is closer to Gruul, that is more driven by his passions and stuff, which does have a place in Boros, but is kind of a different thing.
And you're much more able to commiserate with some specific members of the Legion.
Right.
For example, Lieutenant Greth, turns out, was Gruul, grew up Gruul.
Oh yeah, and then
the elderly Viashino, who's been working his way up through the ranks, and so you're able to commiserate on that front. Many goblins within the Legion are also former Gruul. So
yeah, I think Astaroth has sort of just internally been getting in touch with that side of himself, but more importantly, in the midst of all of it, especially with his father not coming through the portal and him just disappearing back there. Astaroth's been throwing himself into his Wojek training, and he's been trying to, even though with his initial Wojek training was very off-putting for him, and I think he has come to the realization that I'm always going to be me.
Yeah.
I'm never going to turn into this perfect, thinks of every angle Wojek who is playing mind games while he does all the other things. But he still is okay, but I do need to be better. I need to prove that I am part of this Legion, and I need to accept who I am and my strengths. And the last thing I think he's been doing is looking into any sort of records that have been kept to confirm the Firemane Angels involvement in the signing of the Guildpact and stuff.
Absolutely.
Because that whole vision was very strange, and it's not something Astaroth knew anything about. He wouldn't have really been taught in school.
Of course. Well, you grew up
Lucien would
Gruul,
have been.
so yeah.
Right.
So, so you've been looking into that a little bit. Give me this would be a researching old records roll. So I would say this is a pretty good history check.
Sure. My other question is, are Firemane Angels ageless?
That would be part of the history check. You don't really know.
Yeah, because I'm wondering if there's any who would be there who are still involved in the Legion.
Correct.
All right. So I got a 15, which isn't bad, but I don't have any modifier on history. So.
You also don't have a ton of clearance within the guild. You're still power band like 9, which means you have a lot more, clearance levels to go through.
Sure.
What I will
also
say,
kind of feel like it's the sort of thing where like I've been granted the rank of Wojciech, but I do not get a seat on the
right.
the
We
council.
do not grant you the title of
Right.
Yeah, well done. So
Thoughts are on his father.
right. So what I will say is, in your research,
It's over, Astrock. I have the high ground.
right?
I have an egress.
In your oh man!
happening?
In your research, you are unable to find anything Boros that is able to cover anything related to the events of the Guildpact. With your roll, I will say that you are unable to find anything really that goes back more than like 100 years.
Sure.
The Boros don't really keep fastidious notes of things that are that old. For that, you may have to seek out guilds that do keep fastidious notes.
Yep.
Of which I won't name exactly which guilds those are, but you probably have some idea.
No.
I would say that, but with a 15, I will give you this, that you are able to find essentially textbooks, like regular library knowledge on Firemane Angels.
Okay.
You find that technically they are ageless, Firemane Angels, and all angels, as a matter of fact. The Battle Grace type angels, the Battle Force angels, even the Orzhov Death Pact angels are eternal in nature. But looking back through the Boros history, you do see that during the events surrounding the Decamillennial celebration, most of them died. And then the newer generation had to be recreated. You do not find, with a 15, you do not find details on who the elder versions are.
Sure.
But there is some old growth forest equivalent angels that still exist. They're just very few and far between.
Right.
Probably single digit angels survived the events of the Decamillennial celebration.
Cool.
I can think of one.
Yeah, I was just like, well, there's one that might have, kinda.
So there's that.
We don't know how old she was at that time.
The last
Did you recognize her amongst the angels that were in the signing of the Guildpact when you could tell them apart?
I didn't think about that at the time, and I
Yeah.
think that Astrock was too
maybe you
confused.
can think back sometime if you want to take a look back and see if you remember those memories. The last thing that I would have both of you two do, first of all, how you been sleeping?
You know what? I think I've actually been sleeping well. Because
I think so,
that
too.
Tutoru's been giving me medicine to heal with, and it's been knocking me out. It's like
that
when you've
good,
had
that
pain-
Celestia good?
Yeah.
All right.
I was thinking more like when you've had like pain medication, but
sure.
that's true. Yeah, I think it's probably in this world it's probably the same thing.
Yeah, Celestia is green white, but mostly green. And you threw a lightning javelin during the last fight.
I did.
That you said you were gonna go get, but you guys had to get out of Dodge real quick. So you would have had to make a diversion to go get it.
That being said, I was hasty at the time.
You were hasty
so I
at
was
the time,
capable.
and you were thinking faster. So I will give you advantage on the following roll.
Okay.
I want you to roll a remember to pick up my javelin check.
Okay.
Which is going to be general intelligence.
Yep.
Difficulty is going to be 15,
That sounds fair.
but you have advantage.
But wouldn't it be great if like your dad mailed it
That's
to you
what I
for
was
your
gonna
birthday?
say.
You're like,
Maybe Dad
Sure.
picked it up.
It's like when you call the hotel. I
Let's
left my toy.
find
Pick up your
out.
toys, champ.
Yes.
That's a 2. Okay, so this roll, I either lose my javelin or I remember to pick it up. And the javelin was left in the corpse.
Javelin has been left behind. It is lodged in a gruel body,
Uh-huh.
and you don't know what's happened.
Maybe one day I can go get it.
Yeah.
The girl don't know what
Yeah,
fingerprints
let's go
are,
back
do
to
they?
the horrible crime scene that we left.
Oh,
We destroyed
boy.
a building. Go, hey, did I leave my phone there?
Right.
Arguable crime scene.
Lucian,
Yeah.
how's your
Pretty
last
big
couple
crime.
days been?
So that depends on a couple of things. One, Velma, you grabbed a belt
I did grab
from
a belt.
Dami. Did you tell us?
I think we should role play that out as
Yeah.
what happens now.
Because basically, if I didn't get some sort of thing from that, I would have been like, "That's a wild goose chase. We didn't find anything."
She told you she got something.
Okay.
Because when we were leaving the thing, I said something to that effect. I can't remember exactly what it
And
was.
we'll
but
play
I
that.
think,
We'll play that out once we
Yeah.
get up to current time. But I
Okay.
have a thing I want to do with Lucian.
Okay.
It's an event that occurred in the past couple days.
Okay.
It's your birthday. It's a
But
surprise.
before we
My
get
dad's
there,
here.
what did you have anything specific that you wanted to do?
I would have looked up the signing of the Guildpact, the original Guildpact, and seen how different the events were
Sure.
from what we experienced.
Absolutely. I would say roll. This one would be an intelligence or a history check.
Okie dokie. Whichever one's highest.
Sure. And again, you aren't high enough level to reach way back in the records, but depending on the strength of this roll, you may have some other things.
Okay. I got a 9 plus 5, 14.
Okay. So what you're able to find as you dig into the records is you. It does seem that the Azorius have records going back 10,076
Of course
years.
they do.
You do not have clearance to get a lot of them.
Oh.
In fact, you don't have clearance to get most of them. However, you know where they are located. You know that they are in the South Records Hall,
Okay.
which you've been to before.
Okay.
The South Records Hall is where you met Velma after the three of you had the event with the doppelganger.
Okay.
And she was waiting out front. She
was outside there, okay.
Plain building. There is another homunculus that runs that sort of desk. It's a very low maintenance. It's not a very fancy place. It's not inside one of the columns. It's one of the outbuildings.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
What you do find is that the events of the signing of the Guildpact are everywhere. They are famously written and rewritten and recopied and recopied. And as you look them up, they are verbatim what you all said.
Okay.
You see record of Razia, the archangel of the Boros, talking about that minotaurs having horns should be allowed, and it shouldn't be a weird thing.
Okay.
You find records of exactly what everyone said. You see Rakdos turning to Azor and saying, "You all right there, Sphinxy boy?" You see all of those sort of events and records, and you read your own words as Azor on the page.
Okay.
And that is what has been written and what has been recorded throughout history of the past 10,076 years.
Wow.
It seems that you all literally wrote history.
Okay. Wow.
No big deal.
Yeah. No big
And so
deal.
you're able to find those records and find all of that stuff.
Okay.
So as it's the night before you guys are about to reconvene, and there is a knock at the door at your apartment
Okay.
in Whitestone. Well, first of all, what's your apartment like?
My apartment is probably like a 2-bedroom condo. One room's probably an office, one's a bedroom, and I think everything looks like if you were going to show off a condo that's like brand new with just like furniture that's there for like, oh, that's what it look like. Like it looks like that. Like it looks like a brand new place. It's very clean. It's very tidy. I think the only place you'll see a little bit of a mess is the office.
Sure.
Because I've put up some documents on my desk. I'm trying to figure things out. So that's probably where I would be.
Cool. So you're at home one night. It's been a little bit drizzly. It's been a little bit cold, but you're at home, possibly reading a newspaper that has a story about the Mended Pact in it.
Okay.
And
What time of night is this?
maybe 9.
Okay, so not too late.
Not too late.
Okay, so I will walk to the door. I'm not too worried. It's probably just a messenger from the Guildpact or maybe even the Azorius. So
Yep.
I'll go and open the door.
And you see 2 people that you recognize very clearly. You see a woman who is wearing a babushka around her head and a frock coat over her back, and she's shaking off a damp umbrella. She's never visited your apartment before. This is your mother, Senator Ladrian. And as she walks in, she looks around and is judging a little bit. But you're about to close the door and you see a second figure. And that's one that you haven't seen in months. One that you've only ever seen at either New Prov or your home apartment in the penthouse suite of the Millennial Towers. He is wearing a fine coat, a tweed vest. He has a pipe. This is your father, Leonos II. Leonos, if you thought that your friends, the Mended Pact, would have freaked out when they learned that your mother was a senator, they would definitely freak out if they learned that you were the son of the arbiter of the Sova column.
Yeah.
The man who is essentially the entire Supreme Court.
Yeah.
But here he is. He strolls in, and he has an owl perched on his left shoulder that you recognize as Giles the owl. And he takes Giles off and sets it on the ground. And as he sets it on the ground, you also see the family valet, the butler of the family, who is a homunculus that you grew up with, named Wakugulg. And they wander in, and you know Wakugulg very well. And they wander in and begin basically making the filthy apartment that they see prepared for the Ladrians. And they will be played in this particular scene, your mother,
Spoilers.
your father, and Wakugulg.
Oh.
And they walk in.
So I think I'm a.
And I'm Giles.
At first, I'm very surprised because, like you said, they've never just dropped by.
Nope.
So this is where they have you living now. And I have to say, it seems at least adequate for a Liev.
Arbiter, Senator, W. It's good to see you. Is something wrong? Did something happen?
Why don't you tell us if something is wrong?
What do you... No, I'm fine. Nothing's... Did someone send a message? No, I'm fine. Nothing's wrong with me.
Well, I don't think it's improper for us to be checking in on our son's residence, especially since you have raised yourself in society so much recently, been in the papers and such.
Which we are very proud of course.
Yes.
As you've risen up through the Liev column, it's very impressive.
Now, I do think that...
Restore and a member of the Guildpact, you are making us proud.
Now, I don't mean to bring this topic up again, but you know that if you ever felt like the Liev column was not giving you the opportunities that you needed to truly advance within the Azorius, you would, of course, have a position with me in my offices or with your mother.
You know that I am grateful that you have found a path for yourself, but your father is a little bit more concerned.
I don't know what to say. No, I'm fine. I can, as usual, take care of myself. I don't need...
Obviously not. Have you not seen this apartment?
What?
This is what you call order and control?
Well, I think...
I'm sorry, but I must clean this at once, Lucien.
And she'll run off.
But
cleaning.
I keep it very tidy, at least...
I don't want to hear it.
W raises a good point about the clutter of your life as well. We still haven't had a resolution to your friend and the charges levied against her.
You mean Tuturu?
Indeed.
That is still an ongoing investigation, and I don't think it's any of your concern at this point.
I think it is very concerning to both of us to have a son aiding and abetting a known fugitive.
Look, you know that we like to give you a certain level of autonomy in what you do in your life, but I was hoping that eventually this rebellious phase, your anti-authority leanings, would iron themselves out when you realize that the true purpose of your work in the Azorius Guild.
Auntie...
And I don't mean to pressure you, but I should warn you that with Dovinban in charge now, these sorts of crimes are looked down upon more than they have been in the past, and there's only so much a father and I can do to keep you safe from them.
Dovin. I tell you, things were done differently back before he moved into things.
Indeed.
I don't know about these precognitive crimes.
Yes, and the level of thropter usage is very disturbing. People behave differently in a police state.
Well, those precognitive crimes is the reason there were charges put against Tuturu in the first place. So you see where I am in this position. She is a friend of mine, but those things, they're not fair.
Well, the law is the law, but the way to get around a law that is incorrect is not to ignore it. It is to work towards a position
I am
where
not ignoring it. I am working, and I am working officially with the Guildpact. This is
Lucien?
official business,
Lucien?
and it's...
I know that you are important now, but I think that interrupting me is one step further than what you were raised to act within our family.
And in the background here,
Speaking of being raised to act, I can't believe you put your books alphabetically, but not chronologically, and then by color. This is going to take all night.
I've been busy, W. I'm sorry. I will... You don't have to fix that for me. I will fix it.
Look, I'm sorry. Maybe we have started this visit on the wrong foot. I know that your mother and I tend to engage in a certain level of formality. And that you are our son, so I will loosen things up and bring out my slightly less formal glasses.
Oh, well. I didn't know we were going. I would have brought my less formal glasses.
Yes, well, I assume we have to let our hair down sometimes, darling.
Well, I just wish you would have let me know. I would have liked to have had an advance written notice.
I apologize. I did not have time to get the forms in.
Speaking of letting hair down, tell me about these other... I met two of your friends, the Fugitive and the Boros, at New Prav, the day that you were there last. But I've noticed in the paper there is a fourth member of your party?
Yes, first I'd like you not to call her Fugitive. She is a friend of mine, regardless of what guild she's in. And yes, there is another. Her name is Velma Sweet, and she is of the Orzhov.
I recall that this Velma Sweet is someone that you ran a background check on the day that you were at New Prav.
Yes, well, I had some suspicions, but they have been laid to rest at this point. I do trust her. She is working with myself and Astaroth of the Boros and Tuturu of the Selesnya, and we're working together, and we're working for the living Guildpact himself.
How long have you known this Velma Sweet?
Not long, maybe less than a year.
What do you know of her? Has she told you anything about her history, her time perhaps before she was a... What is it she does? She's a nightclub singer?
Something like that. I forget the details.
You can stop playing games. I know you know about her. I know you wouldn't come here with just an inkling of what she might be.
I pull out her file and hand it to you.
Oh, yes, I have read this. Yes.
Oh, of course.
There's a lot of redacted information here, a lot of missing pages, and I'm very concerned about this.
Very concerned. And what's to be concerned, just because she's in a different guild, or because she's not in a guild that you like?
That is only part of it, okay? Now, we understand that what you are doing, working for the Guildpact, that is a great honor, and we are, as I said, very proud of you and love you very much, as parents want to do. But we just simply believe that despite this good press, you should be using it to turn your career towards more constructive matters. Now, your time as an arrester has obviously been good for you. It has, I have to say, it has brought a certain...
Don't slouch.
Yes, it has brought a certain liveliness to your demeanor. But you are associating with street cops and hippies and
Women of ill repute.
Debt collectors.
Sure.
Now, don't you think it's time that you come home?
No. Just because they're in other guilds does not mean we can't work with them. Just because they're outsiders doesn't mean we have to sit inside our walls and watch them fight each other and make our own laws that keep us separated. It's not right.
Lucien, I had a rebellious phase just like you are currently having, and I understand the appeal of it, but I eventually had to make my way back to the guild, and I married your father as my family expected of me, and now I'm a senator. So there is some benefit to going along to get along.
Yes, I used to wear socks of various hues and shades.
Oh, you should have seen it.
Whatever my fancy struck me, I would wear those socks. Of course,
Paisley!
such
Can you
things-
imagine your father in Paisley socks?
This is different than socks.
It's all
should
in
say
the
so.
same basic idea.
These are people. These are living beings. They can't be treated like laundry.
Living people come and go, but the law is eternal. We taught you that. By working with us, instead of pulling criminals off the street, you could be changing Ravnica for good.
And how do you know I'm not?
We're just concerned about your future.
No, you're concerned about how I make you look in the Azorius. And you always have been.
It is the same thing. We just care about what you will be doing once we're gone.
Once you're gone.
You're going to hear from us much less after we die, which will happen eventually.
Oh, yes, I'll only hear from you maybe less than once a year. Who knows?
You see Giles is still sort of hopping about your desk, peeking and looking for little... If there's any shell of a nut or remnant of any sort of food around, which of course there isn't, but Giles is sort of poking around and looking for...
Can I just like cantrip open a drawer that has the treats for Giles? And I'll just let him
Absolutely.
dig in there.
They will hop on the edge and hop in.
No containers for those, or... Okay. I suppose you are a bachelor.
We'll overlook health code violations.
Yes.
Because you are family.
Well, it doesn't feel like it. Arbiter, senator. We don't even treat each other like family.
Well, this is how family treats each other in my experience.
Children shouldn't be scolded for calling their parents mother and father.
Most children's mothers and fathers do not have titles like arbiter and senator, which we worked very hard to achieve.
Some of
Or
them do.
Rester.
Some of them do. And they do call their mother and father, mother and father.
Make a quick perception check for me, Lucien.
Nope, 3.
Okay, keep going.
Lucien, we have a certain level of detachment. Because we know that people are flawed, and if we are to not look at you with the same detail that we do to everyone who we come into contact with, we would be doing you a disservice. But what we are doing is providing you the best parenting that we possibly can for your future. Now, it would be unbecoming of us if we did any less. Surely that is an expression of our love, if nothing else.
Indeed.
Giles, the metagaming owl, will come over and tug on your coat as if they're getting a little impatient.
This has already been used up most of my vacation time for the year.
Oh, I am so sorry to inconvenience you once again, Arbiter.
Oh no, it was no inconvenience. I thought this was very important for my own... just to make sure the family is staying on track. But, that being said, we do need to get back.
Yes. You and W go along. I did lend him a scarf last time I saw him, and I'd like to retrieve it before we get back, so I don't have to send Giles back later.
Of course. I hope I don't run into any of those nasty thopters on the way back. I still think that we need some sort of airspace regulations for those, even if they are working for our own guild.
Well, don't taunt him again. You have a heart condition.
Of course. Well, I assume I will see you again at some point.
Of course, I'm your son, Father. Why wouldn't
yes.
you see me again?
Well, it has been an experience. Thank you.
And the senator will make his way. What's
Arbiter.
Arbiter will make his way. What is W gonna do?
W is currently, she kind of like did the books as best as she could, and she was kind of going through the desk now and trying to organize that, and she's just...
Scroll paper next to the filing paper. What is he up to these days?
She starts looking through drawers a little bit to kind of like organize those drawers.
Are you so you're staying in the apartment?
I haven't. I assume I probably would have heard him.
Okay.
and then I would have probably like scuttered out.
W, can you prepare the vehicle for my arrival upon it? I don't want to sit on any of the residual dust that's come from here.
Oh, absolutely, Senator Ladrian.
W,
Hi, Lucien.
before you go, I'll just like kneel down at the door and be like, thank you for organizing. And it's good to see you.
Always a pleasure, Lucien.
And as the Arbiter and W leave, the Arbiter is going to snap his fingers, and Giles the Owl will blink to the shoulder of the Arbiter, and they will make their way out the door and out of your apartment, leaving just you and your mother.
There is no scarf. That was a clever ruse that I told your father.
Yes, very clever. I was very aware.
But I will need to get a scarf from you so that he can see that I have a scarf. Just any.
I will. I'll find something.
Thank you. Without your father around, I am concerned about your association with Velma Sweet. I think that you might want to look into some things about her. I believe she is older than she has indicated to you that she is.
What would that be of any concern?
I don't know. It just seems to be that she is presenting herself as someone that she is not.
Aren't we all at this point?
Indeed. Well, do me a favor. Tell her that I said hello. And call her Dusty.
Dusty?
Tell her exactly that. Tell her that your mother said hello and that she hopes that Dusty is doing well.
Well, now I feel like an owl.
Well, I need a scarf. I will have Giles send it back when it is convenient.
I'll find like a dish rag that has Azorius colors.
Okay.
Just wear this around your neck.
This does seem like something you would own. And then I shall take my leave.
Goodbye, Mother.
I am very proud of you, and I do love you very much.
You could try a little harder.
Well, and then she like kind of like reaches out and like gives you like a
What is this?
pat on the shoulder, like
What is
a.
this?
Well, we don't really hug.
We can try it.
Fine.
You have to put your arms all the way around.
I'm doing my best.
Act like you like me.
I like you. I just don't do this.
You love me.
I love you. You're my son.
I love you too.
And we will fade to glyphs as that
They're
scene
both
ends.
arrested for hugging without an interfamily hug.
That was lovely. Thank you all so much for participating.
I was Velma the whole time.
Right.
Jordan's my dad.
It is now.
You were so great.
Thanks.
Yeah,
It is now 3 days later.
Yeah,
Actually,
I
you know
love
what?
that.
Before we move on, how about I want you to roll me insight. Well, what's your passive insight?
17, baby.
So that's pretty good. Your passive insight signals to you a couple of things. First of all, your parents are earnest. They do love you very much. The things that they said were true, except for the part that your mother left a scarf. That was a clever ruse.
Very clever.
And also the fact that she has to have a scarf, because after the scarf was mentioned, I will probably like fill out a scarf transfer of possession form.
You did. It was quite distracting. You know, your parents showing up kind of out of nowhere in the middle of the night, and you lost track of W for a little while in there. But yeah, you certainly have lots more to think about.
Okay.
So let's move on.
Who were you channeling as the father?
I don't know. I just kind of.
I was Christine Baranski.
Oh,
So specific.
Wow.
That's what I love it. I don't think I nailed it. That's what I had in my head.
You did great.
I just sort of put the costume together before I came here and was like, what does this lead me to?
You did great.
Let the
Yeah.
costume speak. Yeah, the pipe definitely tied the
Yeah.
whole thing together. All right, so you are all at where? Where are you all? Are you at the Generous Stray? Are you at your office at the Guildpact? Are you somewhere else?
Is this previous to the ball?
This is the night. This is the afternoon before the ball.
I think the Stray, because I think Velma would want to be getting ready at the Stray.
Okay. That sounds good to me.
And also, she wants to talk to you guys about the belt before she talks about it at the Guildpact. She does not trust the Guildpact offices.
Okay.
Plus, you're injured, so traveling that
That's
far.
true.
Yeah.
So am I correct in assuming that you haven't been back to the Guildpact offices yet?
We might have. I probably haven't. What
I
do you
would have
think?
checked. I would have checked.
You would've?
in. Yeah.
You would have checked
I'm
in.
a company
Okay.
man. Yeah, I would've
So
checked in.
you've checked in.
Yeah. I just said basically we went on the mission. We have things to report. I'll write up a report. Give me a couple days.
Great.
I'll present all evidence
Cool.
in a timely manner.
This is the last day of 10,076 Zal Concordant. This is the event evening that you've been invited to. This evening you are invited, as you recall from your invitation, to Leaf Drake, which is a beautiful estate and vineyards on Zonot 7, where you've been invited to take part in an event called, let me find it, the Annual Simic Combine Outstanding Recognitions, better known as the Askers.
Neat.
And you are getting ready for your event this evening. You RSVP'd, I believe, to this event. What was the meal plans that you've selected, by the way?
What were the options again?
So you had a choice between Finn, Flora, Wing, and Beast. Land.
And asked if there was any allergies.
Right.
I think I took Finn.
Okay.
Flora.
Flora.
Yep, that's what I thought.
I guess I'd go with land.
Cool.
It's the closest thing to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, your friend is went on.
It's a Simic event. We've already discussed that he is steak.
Yeah.
But you don't
delicious.
You don't rub it in his face.
I know.
Real.
So it is the night. It is the afternoon before, and you are prepared. You are welcome to make your own travel arrangements if you so choose. However, a missive has notified you that there is Simic transportation available.
I guess I wouldn't be against taking that.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, does it fly? Because if it flies, I mean, we could walk, right?
I don't think it doesn't say.
I would prefer not to walk if that would be possible. And she kind of motions to her cane.
Yes. How is your leg?
It is better. Our friend Tuturu has been very helpful. Thank you, darling. I appreciate your concentrated efforts towards my healing.
Oh, of course. Anything that I can do and the Selesnian Conclave can do to help you, we are here to help.
Again, I appreciate your help. I do have some business to discuss with you folks in my office, if we could, before we are ready to leave.
Absolutely.
Sure,
Yes.
let's go.
What's the name of the rule leader? Domri?
Domri Raid.
Domri Raid. Okay.
Raid or Rod. I don't know which one it is.
I say raid. Is it
I
easy,
say
yeah,
raid.
Raid?
Yeah.
Domri Raid?
That's what I've always said.
Okay. Domri Raid.
Can I-
It's wrong, so.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
That's been just generally
Shoot.
in my mind.
Where do you get off?
Are we saying Orzhov or Orzhov?
Right. So that's my fault.
And then you started doing it.
That's
and I
my
thought,
But
fault.
I've heard it multiple
I
ways.
know. I've also heard Simich, which is
Simic.
weird.
What?
No.
So here's the thing.
wrong.
Here's the
Straight
thing.
up,
The
yeah.
folks who are in Wizards R&D pronounce them with the zh and the ch because it's a Slavic language, right? Like Ravnica is really flavored after Prague,
Yeah.
and so those pronunciations have been a lot more used in house. But that's not how they've been used in real life and amongst the people. So I've started saying
It's
Orzhov
like Los
despite
Feliz.
my own best. It's like Los Feliz, exactly right.
Yeah.
Despite my own best efforts, it's Orzhov.
Here's the thing. Asterok's going to say Orzhov.
Yeah, it's fine.
Because I was saying Orzhov, and
There's
then...
no correct way to.
I think it's totally fine if people say Orzhov somewhere.
Well, here's what was happening. I was saying Orzhov, and then I am very openly the least magic person in this group. So when you said Orzhov,
Yeah, it's-
I was like, oh, I've been a dummy this whole time. And I'm gonna keep
not at
saying
all.
Orzhov and pretend like I never said it the wrong way before.
Now, to be fair, as a Jewish person,
Mm-hmm.
I used to call the Demir guild leader Tzadek
Uh-huh.
instead of
Oh.
Zadek, which is a whole nother thing. Anyway,
Yep.
either pronunciation works.
Yeah.
It's a whole.
Sorry, that was almost completely
No,
unrelated.
I'm glad that you brought
That's why
it up.
we're here.
I think that we needed
It's
to
good.
say it. I think it needed saying.
Yep.
And we said it.
So yeah. Sorry, keep going with your.
Now that we've addressed the elephant in the room.
No, I'm talking about the Orzhov.
The Minotaur in the room.
Sorry. So
The
you were
Orzhov.
saying.
room. Let's come. So we go in the room and we take. She much more carefully goes down the steps.
This your
into her
dungeon?
basement. Yeah.
The Rakdos
Yeah,
basement.
Her,
Yeah.
Her secret basement.
Arthur the cat is down there,
Yes.
cleaning himself.
The cat who wrote the...
herself. Thank you very much.
Herself. Sorry, herself.
Gross.
Yeah, the cat who wrote the book.
Named after the
man who wrote the
No, the cat wrote it.
The
The
cat
man who
wrote
knew
it?
too much.
It's fair.
So she pets the cat and she says the word ribbons, and her dress kind of opens, like the belt that she had made around her. So she's been hiding it on her person this whole time. She lays the belt that she found down on her desk, like the desk that she has down in the basement.
And what she puts on the desk is, I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
Is a sandstone. It looks like bricks, but sort of like tablets that sort of line up and are on a piece of maybe leather, maybe vellum of some kind, some sort of connector piece, and they sort of are affixed to it. And they have strange runes that you don't particularly recognize. They don't line up with any particular guild or any political movement that you're aware of.
Would I have maybe tried to cast comprehend languages and not understood these runes?
Correct.
Okay.
So these
Usually
are
runes aren't translatable,
Yeah.
so-
So go ahead. Yeah.
So I have been investigating this device. This is what I found in Domri Raid's lair atop that. This is what cost me my foot for the time being. And I don't know what... I'm doing your mom's voice now. I don't know what it is. I'm British. I can't do it. I'll figure it out. I'll get there eventually. It's fine.
It'll come back naturally at one point.
Yeah. So I have found this, and I don't know what it is. I can't... Now I'm too aware of it.
Just talk like Riley.
Yeah. Okay, so I found this... Yeah, actually, you know what? Velma... That's a good point to bring up, is that when Velma is in her basement, she's not doing the big, very grand... She's not doing it.
Herself.
She is herself, and she's a way more relaxed, way less put-on airs person. Like, in the episode where Astaroth found her in the basement being very manic and very... Like, that voice was closer to her natural speaking voice than anything she's normally done on the show. She is very much someone who's always putting on a character. So she's like, okay, so I found this belt, and I don't know 100% what it is, but I do know that when it works, it makes you real strong. I picked up a lot of stuff with it on, but it's not... Picking up things and hitting things is not my forte, so if either of you would like to use it, you're welcome to, but I thought you would probably not be a big fan of that idea. This is what we were supposed to get from Domri Raid.
It makes you strong?
Very, very strong.
So are we supposed to believe that that's how he took over the Gruul? He put on a belt that made him strong and then kicked the crap out of all the other clan leaders?
Well, there was discussion. Maya told us a story. Was it Maya that told us the story?
Maya, yeah.
Maya, Tuturu's friend, told us the story about the feats of strength that he did that were impressive. As a young man.
Human at that.
And this is the belt he used to defeat Bororigmos? Is that the last one?
Bororigmos, yeah.
Most
That's the last
likely,
one?
indeed. This is what he found. I'm now doing the voice. This is what we found. This is what we were sent by the Guildpact to claim. Now, I know that we need to report things into them, but I also don't know how comfortable I feel handing this powerful artifact over to an organization that we don't 100% trust.
So as you're holding it in your hands, you're able to, we'll say that you're able to use your own divination of,
I think I
not
detect
divination,
magic.
but
Or wait, what's the one that
it would be identify.
Oh, identify.
But you can also replicate the identify effects similar to just sitting with it for the equivalent of a short rest.
Oh. Okay.
Which you've done already.
Yeah.
So I will describe for you and for the folks at home that this is a belt of hill giant's strength.
Okay.
This will, whoever is attuned to it, it is a belt slot. So if you have no belt slot, you may use it. And it does count in the attuned slot. Whoever uses it has a base strength of 21.
Damn.
You, sitting with it, also recognize that there is some sort of other latent magic to it that you do not recognize nor can discern, but you think that as you grow, so too shall the strength of the belt. So the more powerful you are to begin with, not necessarily strong, but the more powerful you are, the more you can get out of this belt. Now, were also told by Maya that there's like some sort of weird sandblasty power that Domri Raid had. You're not sure that this is what that is, but it is sandstone. You do not recognize the symbols. They do not specifically give off a magical essence. However, this certainly feels otherworldly.
Oh.
Otherworldly.
You've never seen anything quite like this on Ravnica.
So this is what Jace wanted us to find.
So what are we supposed to do? Turn it into the office? Give it to the boss to put behind glass or whatever?
My natural inclination is to always keep things like this, but I understand that I am working with a team, and there are certain rules that you may be less comfortable breaking than I am, and I don't want to I don't want to break the trust that we have formed as a partnership.
No, I appreciate you, and you did the right thing by telling all of us, and I thank you for that. And I think the expected thing here is to turn it into the Guildpact and let them know what we found, and if they need to investigate Domri further, they will, but it might be better in our own hands at this point.
I mean, look, I'm already pretty strong. I could certainly get some use out of it. It wouldn't hurt hitting things with the axe a little harder than it already is, but could be nice to have one of you be able to back me up a little bit more, too, sometimes.
I don't think this is quite my style.
Mine as well. And I thought I did a pretty good job of sending centaurs running in other directions while we were out in that rubble field, and I had a broken ankle while we were doing it.
I think Tutoru can use it, but I up to you, I suppose.
Mean, if it'll help us more and let me be able to help protect you instead of just heal you, I'd be happy to wear it.
What do you use in combat?
I use a staff.
Okay.
So break their head with a staff.
I was
With your hand,
picturing the avatar picture where there's the giant stone hammer.
I do have a mace as well, but I've just been using the staff.
Yeah.
Because I didn't feel strong.
Well, I would say that mace of yours might come in much better handy in combat if you. Boy, I can't break this voice. This is what I do. I'm so used to it now. It's hard to break even when I'm not trying to.
Metagamey question.
Yes.
Is this a belt that has to be attuned to?
Yes.
Okay.
You have time.
We can't toss it around in combat
Correct.
or anything.
This is not a championship belt that just gets passed between each other in combat. Yeah.
Oh, man. If
have
it
to
was, could we
attune.
taunt our enemies as we take them? Like,
cool.
Gruul!
Gotta
You
go
messed
promo.
with the wrong Guildpact!
Yeah.
Are you sure, Astaroth,
Hey, look.
that you don't need it?
We've been in enough situations where I've thought it'd be pretty nice for someone else to be able to whack people a bit. So, maybe it'd be better for you to have it for now.
Okay. Well,
If it's not working out, I could always wear it.
seems fair. I do like that it's made of stone, so I think it's very fitting.
Yes.
I think your cat's sick.
You hear this from upstairs. Okay?
I'll look at Arthur.
Arthur just goes.
I go upstairs. I make my way upstairs as slow as I only have -5 speed, so I'm not like shambling.
So you guys are walking up the stairs slowly but surely. We'll assume that you're all in your awards show best, which I will have you all describe in just a moment. But as you look outside, you do see some massive tree trunk-sized feet that sort of have 3 nails on each foot, and one of them is sort of scratching, and you hear.
Is that on the street or is that in my...
It's on the street.
Okay, I thought you meant that was in the shop.
No.
Get out!
No one is in the stray.
How do they fit in the door?
Sunny,
There's no more roof.
Sunny and the other goblins who are working. You have at least one other goblin who's a bar staff there. Tangi and the other women who are working there are sort of like taken aback a little bit, looking out the door. Sunny leans over and goes, What? There's a, seems like there's a Ceratok out front. I'm not really sure why they're blocking. They seem double parked or triple parked. They're pretty big.
I believe that's a ride.
Oh. Okay. Hey.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Tutoru. And, it
You gonna be
seems...
able to hold the place down, Sonny?
Yeah, we'll be good. You kids have fun. Don't get too, wasted on that, delicious Simic wine. And,
Yeah.
If you happen to, if you want to bring some back, if you happen across a bottle, that'd be great. Just for me, just to, because it's really, the Simic make really good wine. It's like half grapes and then half like bats or whatever. And so it's, it's, okay, you kids have fun. And
I don't
we'll
know
go back
about
I would
behind.
try
made from fruits.
I would try to find your wine. I'm sure the staff would appreciate a little change of pace.
And Sunny, as he ducks back down, he will look over to Tutoru and give a little wave and go back to his business. As you step outside, there appears to be a well-dressed Simic hybrid person who is wearing sort of a tux, like tux with tails. And in fact does also have a bit of a lion's tail, sort of a satyr type build, except for instead of goat feet, he has lion's feet, and is quite hairy on the hands, but is human from the neck up. And says, if you would please, this is your ride this evening. Thank you so much.
And then Velma actually like claps her hands, and then Arthur the cat comes running out of the stray and kind of like jumps up and crawls up onto her shoulder and perches herself on my shoulder.
Oh, is Arthur coming?
Yes.
Oh.
And so Arthur will nestle into your neck and sort of just cuddle in. What does your dressy dresses look like, everyone?
We're all wearing dresses.
Right. What does dress up night look like for the Mended
I just
Pact?
pictured you as Billy Porter at the Oscars,
Yeah.
where you had the tuxedo with the big gown at the bottom.
Yeah.
Sure.
Gorgeous.
Which is a nod to Hector Extravaganza. I want to give credit where credit's due.
There you go. Yeah.
So Astarock is wearing like a very formal. It's still militaristic, but it's much more formal. Like if you look at like pictures of like more like Russian Tsar era like formality, where there's some medals put onto it. And it's otherwise very kind of like tight and tailored to his body. He's actually not super comfortable in it and is kind of like messing with it and pulling at it. But he has, I don't remember what they're called, but like...
Pauldrons?
Yeah.
Or do you mean like bars?
Like the fabric little circles that have little danglies coming off of it.
Epaulets.
Epaulets, yeah, on the side.
It's called an egress.
Could be.
Finally, I know what it is!
I mean,
But
Yeah.
basically, the guild has provided him with this formal wear. It is not his. He doesn't own it. They did tailor it for him, but it's a sort of thing where, like, we're providing this to you because we need a good image of the Boros at these functions.
And this is also the first time that the rest of you have seen the physical medal of valor that was awarded. It is a nice shiny gold medal with a profile face of a fire main angel, presumably the guild leader, and also has a small stamp of the Boros fist.
Yeah.
Rest of you?
I'm probably wearing a long coat also with tails. It's like navy blue. It matches his vest a little bit. And I think also that Lucien he's used some sort of magic to just have like an Azorius like halo just above his head just to
Nice.
signify
I like that.
his mark in the guild, and that he's a person of interest in case whenever you go to one of these parties you want to identify yourself as well as you can, so someone from across the room can be like, oh, I need to talk to that person.
It's like an ongoing prestidigitation cantrip
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
thing.
Yeah. But other than that, he's got some jewelry on. He's got his hair done a little bit, and he's got some very nice shoes. That he usually just wears adventuring boots because we're always out and about, but these are like nice shoes, some nice slacks. Everything's very pressed and clean. I don't have any medals, but oh well.
Oh, one last note. I also have a matching cap that's just put on over top of my horn.
Gotcha.
It's
That's
not
great.
stopping anything on the other
Gotcha.
side, just to make everything look even.
Cool.
That's cool.
Tutu she's actually not wearing anything different. The Slosnies don't really do opulence and like fancy schmancy things, so she's wearing her normal like kind of like out and about nice dress, gown, robe, whatever. But she does have like a nicer cape that she's wearing that's full green, and as it goes to the back of it, it looks like little piles of leaves on the back, so when you walk it kind of looks like leaves blowing in the wind.
Nice.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Every drip of opulence you don't have, Velma has. Y'all,
Oh, yeah.
You guys have never seen, like, you've seen Velma, like, done up, like, in her nightclub regalia the night of the karaoke thing, but you've never seen, like, Velma, like, dressed to the nines like this before, because normally when you're with her, she's wearing her, like, traveling cloak and stuff like that. So she has, the best way I can describe it, it's almost like Daenerys Targaryen's, like, almost like her, like in like the most recent season where she has that like her like a queen, like that's what she's like wearing when she's coming in, but it's like a gown, and it's got like the metal chains like wrapped around, and like there's all these ornate chains. There's also one of those big like collars, and she also has like purposely designed her shoulder as a way for Arthur to have a place to lay comfortably.
Nice.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then
The
also
latest in cat bed fashion.
the dress part, it's one of those gowns where it's like a mermaid style where it's longer in the back and has like a tail to it, and then in the front she's wearing a really it's got a lot of bustles and stuff to the skirt at the bottom and like flares out, and then her tights are she's wearing very very intricate stockings that have these designs that almost seem to glimmer and change in the light a little bit. They're really interesting. And then because of her limp, she is wearing a boot that's very designed to be almost like she was wearing a boot modern medical boot would be, but it looks so ornate and decorative. And she has another boot that matches it, but clearly isn't as reinforced as this one. And then obviously her cane is matching it. So she's just she is to the nines, and she has a ridiculous fascinator on her head. So it's it just goes
Love it.
It similar to you, your cantrip, she has cast dancing lights and charmed fascinator with it. So there's lights that
Very
are it's almost
nice.
glistening tiara that she has going on.
I feel like you've been into enough parties as much as I have, so you know this sort of thing happens.
Yeah. And
So
she's
as-
trying to be very top because the orders have told her to show her face in public, and that's what this event is for her. That's why she has the cap.
So-
She's leaning an eccentric Orzhov
Right.
dame about town.
As you're cutting across town, you are able to board this, what you now notice is not just simply any ceratok, which a ceratok is essentially a massive rhinoceros with 6 legs that is a pack beast of Ravnica. This one appears to be a Simic version of a ceratok, where you saw massive tree trunk legs of a rhinoceros. As you scale up, you begin to see a crab-like body. So you see a hard shell that appears to have affixed to its exoskeleton a fancy carriage. That will be the way that you are transported across town, and at the front of the crab, a gibbering sort of hyena-like face that howls and makes that horrifying noise through its maw.
Did any of you guys ever play the game Morrowind?
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls 3?
Oh yeah, those bug things.
This kind of reminds me of Silt Striders.
Yeah,
that make
Silt
this
Striders. So
These
creepy
that are
looking too.
giant crabs.
So as you get
Yeah,
on
yeah.
board, there is a staircase that leads you up. The Simic gentleman that invited you up pulls up the stairs, moves to the front, and begins "Hiya!" And you travel across town. You have a beautiful view as you move across. Currently, you are on the Transguild Promenade, and you would cut across District 1, so across Plaza Avenue. What would you like to talk about on the way over?
Ooh, I don't know how much we would trust talking on this thing or not.
Well, there's no one else here, right?
Correct. There's nobody within 30 feet of you.
I also don't think Astaroth thinks like that.
Oh no.
Teacher would be
Yeah,
she'd be like,
I mean,
Okay. No, but that's
I think this is where I would mention the whole Velma.
yes.
You look lovely.
Thank you.
First,
You
might I say? I think we all do.
look very adorned as well. I am impressed at all of your abilities too. Tutor, that is a fantastic cape. Where did you acquire that?
oh, thank you. It's some of the weavers at the conclave tend to they make this as a specialty.
That is glorious.
If
I
you-
may have to purchase one.
Yeah, if you want to come to the conclave sometime and visit, we'd be happy to bring you in and show you around.
I'll have to send one of my employees to purchase one.
Well, I know all this looks fancy and stuff, but I feel like I don't know, some sort of buffoon wearing stuff like this.
Is this the medal that goes along with your certificate?
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like
Well-
the certificate really, it's signed, you know.
I mean, you could just pin it to your chest if you'd like.
Yeah, well, I tried. They said that wasn't part of the official uniform, and I couldn't wear my letter. I do have it with me.
It does make sense that a arrested suspect may be too distracted reading it to hear his rights being read to him.
Anyway,
Across Plaza Avenue as you make your way towards Zonot 7, which eventually you can see in the far distance. And you are alone here on this odd Simic transport.
Velma, I have a message for you. Well, I suppose I should start with that. My parents visited me last night,
Oh.
and you've met my mother.
Yes.
Senator, right?
Senator Ladrian, yes.
Fancy.
They don't drop in like that normally.
No, that's highly unusual. What was more unusual is that my mother, who I assume you haven't met yet, had a message for you.
It's odd.
She wanted me to call you Dusty. And then she says hello, my mother, Senator Ladrian.
She called... Wait, I'm sorry.
She wanted me to call you Dusty. I think. I'm not a very good owl, clearly.
Can I know this isn't like PvP per se, but can I have Lucien make an insight check?
Sure. Yeah.
Wait, make an insight check?
Make an insight check
Oh,
on
make an
Velma.
insight check.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I like the way that plays better than the other way around.
Yeah.
2 plus 7.
You know what? I'm gonna actually, to make this fair, I'm actually gonna roll.
If you're gonna roll this, roll it at disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll.
Because this is probably pretty surprising.
Yeah. What would I roll
Whatever
for
it
this?
is.
Like a
This would be deception,
deception.
which you're pretty good at.
Yeah, tends to be pretty good at it, but I don't get my cool.
You do not get your actor bonus,
yeah.
and I'm imposing disadvantage.
Yeah. Okay, that's cocked, so I'll do it again. Oh, God.
Out of the tray.
Okay, let's try it one more time. Okay, so that first one's a 29. Let's try it again and see how it goes next for the
Is that
disadvantage.
advantage or disadvantage?
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage, that's 25. So,
She's pretty good at hiding her emotions.
yeah.
So tough to read.
I would say that you at least see, like, a glimmer of recognition,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Does that mean anything to you? Because it means nothing to me.
It's an old nickname from a very long time ago.
She did say to look into your age as well, but I have not done so because I don't feel the need to do so.
That is a conversation for a time when I am not afraid of potential ears.
Fair enough.
Especially on a vehicle such as this.
And on this vehicle, such as this, you are reaching the east end of the Zonot district. You do see outside of the left, if you look outside on your left, you will find Grozoth Peninsula, which is a haven of relaxation and entertainment, part of the Boardwalk district here on the Zonot. Really famous for its beaches and its boardwalk. Locals and tourists alike like to come here. It's an amusement park that has the famous Savage Twister roller coaster. Street performers, the circus sideshows, the Merfolk Parade every Mokosh lends to its eccentric vibe. In the summer, citizens crowd the boardwalk to watch Gristleback's famous hot sausage eating contest. Every 4th of Pojal on a long weekend. There's lots of stalls and pop-up shops. And it's just a lovely place to bring a family for an afternoon, and you're now traveling along the Sage's Row.
You haven't lived till you've seen that sausage eating contest. I saw it in my touring days.
Yes, I did want to go when I was a child, but my parents refused to take me.
Yes.
So,
Sounds about right.
Tutoru, you, Celestia, I know you're all, trees and nature and stuff, and Simic are also kind of nature. You have any friends in the Combine?
Not that I can think of. I have actually never been to the Combine or really know much about it. Simic are kind of strange to me.
Tutor, I have a question for you. I'm trying to be delicate in how I phrase this, given the circumstances, but there were things that I believe all of us learned during our experience with the Gruul, and we haven't discussed them as a group. But I know that you mentioned in passing that you were doing quite a bit of research this week, and I just wondered if you found anything about the puzzle game that we were all playing.
Yeah, actually, that is something I've been wanting to talk to you all about, because we had that weird vision thing, and I'm not really sure what happened there, but we were our parents. Parents?
Parents, yeah.
Parents. And during that time, I saw Mookie and got to talk to him. And I didn't say anything about his death because I figured that might mess with things, and I didn't think that was right to do.
You saw your mentor like 10,000 years ago.
Yes. It was crazy.
Wait, we all knew that happened, right? Like, I thought we were all assuming that was a mutual thing.
Yeah. I mean, we knew that we went through the experience, but I was caught up and worried about myself. I didn't notice there were ancient tree people.
Well, I know that I dug deep into my own thoughts and could not find any information about our puzzle, and I believe I spoke to both of you about it, and you were a little bit preoccupied by literally any detail happening in the room. You were, on the other hand, unable to pull as much as you would have liked, but I feel like you knew something, and we didn't talk with you, but...
I mean, I wasn't able to find out much from Mookie either, aside from the name of the person that was accused and was put down in the Golgari territory, which is Ogman Borka. I don't know if that rings a bell for anyone here.
It sounds familiar from what I learned that day as well, but that's about all I've got.
Yes, I think he was just a fall man for the crime. I don't think he actually committed it. At least that's what Azor seemed to know.
Yeah.
I have long suspected that exact information.
Sorry, it didn't occur to me at the time to do any investigating. I was just trying to figure out what was going on. I did. Everything was just confusing. I don't think I really knew everything that was going through my head. I mean, I kept getting these voices talking, saying like, "Oh, we wish we were there with you. Our sacrifice makes it worth it." Maybe angels just hear stuff like that all the time.
I will say the Rakdos seemed to think that the Boros were involved. I could not get much more information out of him. He was too busy being loud. But I also imagine that if the Rakdos were involved, that the Boros were involved, they may have left the angels themselves out of it, given their proclivity to not deceive. But I believe I had a theory that I think did not bear fruit of my assumptions for what caused the unfortunateness. But have you thought of any other theories or any alternate ideas?
Well, I've been doing a lot of research, and the only thing that I've really been able to think of, and she kind of like looks side to side and then like reaches in her ear, which you see kind of like flaps out. It's kind of like takes up her arm, and then she pulls out the headpiece, and she's... I mean, I know angels can't lie or anything, but as far as
I take mine off when you do
elemental fire is concerned, and something that would be able to do that, an angel might be capable of doing something like that. And the only one I can think of is Feather.
Maybe. All I know is when I was there was a strong feeling that everything was like we wanted it to be. And even though I couldn't lie, per se, and that took a little getting used to, there was still part of me that knew that you didn't always have to lie to do things that weren't true.
Astaroth, as you think back on being Razia, roll me a history check.
Okay. 19.
Ooh.
You think back to being the angel, your mannerisms, your excitement, hearing the voice in your head, and you touched your ear at one point, and you felt an earring there.
Ooh. Yeah. Now that I think about it, I didn't notice because it was a lot like the earrings that we already have.
Right, I assume.
Yeah.
But I was wearing like one of the earrings that Feather gave us.
Could that explain the voices you were hearing?
Yeah, maybe. But I don't know.
Well, I did some research of my own, and turns out it all happened that way. Exactly how we saw it. From the outbursts of an angel talking about having horns to everything else. It was all there. My speech, word for word. All of it. It's true. It happened.
Thank the angels I didn't attack anybody, because I was pretty close.
What does this all mean?
Well, that's interesting. I did warn the Ghost Council against vampires in the Orzhov, so I wonder how that will play out.
I think it already has.
As you're making your way across the Sage's Row, you see walkers, families, normal citizens going about their day, not worrying about any of these big issues and awards dinners that you're traveling to. Eventually, you make your way to the east end of the Zonot, where you get to the neighborhood of Greenside, which is on the south side of Prism University, on the far west of the Zonot. It's a hip neighborhood that draws the young and the fashionable to its chic boutiques, its trendy cafes, and buzzy restaurants. There's street art on the residential thoroughfares in the repurposed factories, quite gentrified area, while the waterfront provides stunning views of the Zonot and seasonal venues for outdoor concerts and food markets. There's dance clubs, there's happening bars, there's music halls that liven up the nightlife scene. During the early 10,000s, the neighborhood became a center for Gruul indie rock and Is It electroclash. Numerous ethnic groups still call the enclaves within the neighborhood home, including Little Vitu-Ghazi, Sphinxtown, and Devilhurst.
Nice.
Thanks. You're headed towards a peninsula that juts out from Greenside. That is a little promontory of land upon which the beautiful vineyard estate of Leaf Drake sits. As you approach, you see a picturesque winery, nearly 10 acres of vines with nearly half a mile of dangling roots that dip down into the Zonot on the edges. Trellises all over the place. There's a few buildings on the peninsula, a few barrel houses, there's a bottling building, and a line of tank farms. But the most impressive structure is the Leaf Drake Roost, which is an event hall. It's an elegant ceremony site, steps away from the vines with award-winning hotel accommodations, gourmet on-site Simic catering, and Leaf Drake providing the perfect backdrop for your luxurious wedding, coming-of-age ceremony, or year-end awards banquet, such as tonight's festivities. You approach the building, and the entire building is covered in the same vines. It's almost as if a blanket is over top of this magnificent structure. But you see the roof of it is sort of translucent, what's called plaques, which is similar to Is It Omniglass, but a Simic creation, very similar to dragonfly wings. And that sort of creates a skylight roof that reflects and refracts the light from the afternoon. It's a cloudy day, it's fully overcast, but the light still refracts off of the roof of the building. The Ceratok Beast thing drops you off at the front entrance, and you are here at the event. There is a blue and green carpet out front. There are many artists and daguerreotype reporters here. You identify, most of them are Dimir, as most of the reporters are Dimir in Ravnica. You hear calls of, hey, for the Transguild Courier over here, as various people are posing for their photos, and you are free to go about as you wish.
This is quite lovely.
Velma makes sure to pose for lots of photos.
You see,
Playing her part.
you see a ton of various people. Some of the people who are being asked to pose for photographs, there is a high elf of the Simic wearing the traditional high elf garb, which is a high collar, blue and green flowing cloak that is open in the middle with a sort of vest, similar to how you have your layout normally, but longer.
Okay.
And draped behind, and has a huge tree of the Simic in the center of the chest. It appears as if there is what looks like a human under long robes with no visible arms or legs, that is a very good-looking woman who is posing for a daguerreotype at the moment. There is a man who has sort of like a lobster bottom that is sort of a bit like a middle-aged man on top, but has like lobster features. and lots of folks along those stylings. There is one of the most popular is a Simic hybrid man who has a full peacock feather array spread out behind him, and he poses for the cameras and is very proud of how he looks. Over your, you overhear Mr. and Mrs. Jess Karens, over here. And they are taking photos of a pair of humans who appear to be getting their photos taken as well.
Wow, lots of interesting characters here.
Hey, we know them, don't we?
The event outside is open bar. There appears to be a bartender with several arms, who is, two of them are human arms and two of them are crab arms, and is making various drinks.
Well, it is a party. I suppose I will let myself loose and grab a glass of wine. It is a winery. When in Ravnica, do as the Ravnicans do. Would anybody like to join me?
I'll partake in a glass, of course. Thank you for offering.
It's wine. It's not like up to like Boros Bumbat standards, right? Like,
I assume it's the highest standard of Simic wine there can be.
sure. So like, kind of low quality. Probably. Like, no, what I mean is, I'm sure like tastes good and stuff, but it's not gonna put hair on your horns.
Astaroth, you can just say no. You don't have to have a glass of...
I'm just saying it might not be up to my standards. I'll try one though.
All right. How about you?
I suppose I'll give one a try.
Sure, we're guests, and it's, the kind thing to do. I'll take 4 glasses.
4 glasses of wine?
Yes, please.
Yes, absolutely. And
Thank
the
you.
bartender will pour some glasses of wine. Next to you at the bar, there appears to be a somewhat dour hybrid human, but he has a turtle shell and has a bit of a turtle beak as well. And he's just sort of sighing and sipping on some wine at the counter.
Everything all right?
Oh yeah, it's just, it's another award ceremony that Chekhov is gonna get a ton of attention at, and I'll never be him.
Chekhov? I'm sorry, this is my first event.
Hi. You're not Simic.
No, I'm Azorius. My name is Lucien.
Oh, hi.
Lucien
My
Ladry.
name is Yolov.
Yolov. Nice
Yolov,
to meet
yeah.
you. These are my friends.
Oh, hi. How are you?
How you do?
Very nice to... Hi, I'm Yolov. I'm a Simic bioengineer. Yep, that's what I do. No, nothing special about me.
What sort of things have you bioengineered?
Oh, I've done lots of research in the past, things like biomimicry and research into how to best take advantage of the various things that animals have already been doing. Things like the dragonfly glass, working and making, and honeycomb to help structural integrity of buildings and things like that. It's necessary, but it's not flashy.
So you're not the type of like turns people into crabs and stuff, right?
I mean, I'm not the one that does that specifically these days. That was my undergraduate research, though.
Well, that sounds award-worthy to me.
Oh, you're too kind. Thank you so much. It's, there's different adaptionists do different things,
Well, Yolov, was it?
Yeah, you'll love.
I am the Azorius, and I do have to say it is actually illegal to frown at a party, so I'm going to have to ask you to have a drink.
Oh, you're just too kind. And you see, as much as a beak can upturn a little bit, he sort of it's when you smile, it's all in the eyes. And he smiles with his eyes at you.
Smiles.
Thank you so much.
He has like smile musculature built in for just such social
A light
situations.
just lights up, says smiling.
Hey there, Yolov, how you doing? And you see the peacock man slaps a big hand on the shoulder of the turtle and says, it's great to see you here. I'm sorry that you've been passed over again, but nature calls, am I right? Yeah, well, congratulations on your work, Chekhov. It's a real feat of bioengineering. Who are your new friends here? Oh, it's very nice to meet you. My name is Chekhov. I'm also a Simic biomancer. Just like my buddy Yolov here. He's very nice, but we can't all be Oscar Award recipients. Am I right?
I mean, I don't know.
I'll be.
Is that an easy
We
award
don't know
to
how
get?
it works.
Oh, you don't know how it
Yeah.
works? Well, tonight they're giving away a bunch of awards to the best of the best in the Simic. You all don't look like you're from the Simic, though. That's very strange. I don't know. That's weird.
What gave
Anyway,
us away is that we're all wearing other guild insignias.
yeah, a little bit. That's part of it. You should have a good time here, though, because this is quite the event. And I'll be closing the event this evening because they're giving me my award for all of my wonderful research into crisis technology and the use thereof. So I hope that you all enjoy the show later. So thank you all for showing up. And he will sort of pat the back of Yolov and continue moving off because I can't do that impression anymore.
Wait, come back. I have 20 more questions to ask you.
Seriously.
I'll see you later in the event.
No, I have lots of questions.
That's the one that hurts the
Soul
most.
Tide mid-range is underperformed.
Walking about the event, you do see a merfolk person who is also being taken a lot of photos of. And of course, the only other people who don't seem to be Simic specifically are a pair of elderly, guildless individuals.
Are they the Just Karens?
They are the Just Karens.
Yeah. I figured too.
Well.
We've met them, right?
You've never met the Just Karen's parents.
Oh.
You met the brother, and you
Right.
met the
ghost.
valet, and then you met the ghost,
And then I got possessed by him for a
and you
little
got
bit.
possessed by Meadows.
And then we killed them.
But you've never met the parents, as far as I'm aware. They
Nope.
appear to just be well-adjusted public figures.
Why are they here?
Well, it's an event that there's a lot of folks who are about the town tend to come to this kind of thing, and the Just Karens are really involved with transportation technology, and so they've been doing a lot of work with the Simic.
Well, I mean, technically we did catch their son's murderer, so I don't know, maybe we should...
I'm sorry, what now?
Oh, did you not hear?
Oh, you're all those folks from the thing.
There it is.
Oh, I read about you all in the
Newspaper
paper.
clipping?
And in case it wasn't clear,
And he pulls out from a pouch on the thing.
You're-
I send one of my
super worn.
dancing lights
Yeah.
down to dance in front of his certificate and really kind of give it a nice sheen.
Oh wow, that's very impressive.
Yeah, you-
This is lead into it.
you can see
Very
it.
cool.
This is actually signed by Aurelia, so...
Oh wow,
We're
that
pretty
is
legitimate.
very exciting. Aurelia's the one who she's your boss?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. She runs your Zonot or whatever.
I mean, she runs the whole guild. She's the
Oh,
boss.
she's like the prime speaker. Oh, that's very cool.
You could say this is like the Oscar Award of the Boros.
Wow, that's you might. Are you getting an Oscar?
He's wearing it right there.
Wow, that's
Well, I
very
actually don't know what
exciting.
the Oscar Award...
Make a perception check for me. Whoever has a passive perception of higher than 15 or higher, make a perception check.
Not me.
Not it.
Oh, if you don't, then I might not either.
I am 14.
Yeah, I think I'm the same as
Going
her.
on 50. Oh, sorry.
You're probably the only one.
I would say
don't.
the clerics are the wise ones. I'll just have the clerics make perception checks.
All right.
I'm charismatic more than I am wise.
Right.
Ooh, that's a natural
you got
20.
it.
Nice.
I got a
But
9.
So you
fooled me.
spot out of the
More.
corner of your eye, you do
I just
notice
role-played her.
the high elf woman is still posing, but has taken a particular interest in the conversation over here at the bar and is keeping her eyes darting in that direction.
Say, what is that? What is his name again?
You'll
You'll love.
Yolov. What do you know about that, very decadently dressed high elf over there?
Oh, that's
Her name is Velma. Oh, sorry.
Oh, well, you're not a high elf. You see, the various elves of Ravnica, the high elves tend to be Simic, and then the wood elves tend to be
Oh, yes.
Celestian, and then the Dev Karens tend to be Golgari. which
I'm very aware.
are you? Which I don't think you are. But,
I am not a
you know,
Golgari, no.
Well,
Thank you.
You clean up nice, if that's okay. Well, that is Divna.
Well, he has failed.
Divna is a
He is
project
barking up the
leader.
wrong tree.
Divna.
Divna is a project leader. She's very good at she's very good at her job. I'm not exactly sure what she does, but I know that she comes to these events and is very well respected. Now over there,
And she points to the merfolk man.
now that's Gulistan. He's also a Simic biomancer. A lot of us are biomancers, you know. He's really invested in regenesis, and regeneration and that sort of magics and healings. He's a Finclade, if you know what that. You aware the Simic powers?
And he starts droning on about the political versions of everything in the Simic.
Velma's already left.
Yeah.
Teacher is just listening intently.
Yeah.
Like, mm-hmm.
The second he said you cleaned up nicely, she checked out of this
Aw.
conversation.
A
That was
bunch
very
of folks,
offensive.
another beast of various parts pulls up, and stepping off of the beast is a humongous shark hybrid man. And all of the photos, go, oh, Rolesk, over here. And Rolesk, the shark hybrid, who's must be 7 feet tall and just shark built dude, wearing like a sleeveless tuxedo top, poses for the photos.
It's a lot of
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to begin. Please make your way inside.
There's a show?
It's an awards ceremony. We've been explained that multiple times in one conversation.
The woman with the spoiler alert, she's an octopus person. The woman who is wearing the long robes that you couldn't see the octopus parts has made her way inside, and is long gone. And everyone else begins
I
moving
wonder what's under those robes.
towards the door.
I guess we'll never know.
At the door, there is what appears to be a jar, like a human-sized jar, that has a hole in the front and a hole in the back, and there's some sort of clear floating liquid in it. And there appear to be there's a Vidalcan and a merfolk in security garb, and say, do you have any large bladed weapons or magical items you wish to declare before walking in?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
No?
carry
Okay.
blades.
Please walk through the scanner will pick it up.
oh. I mean, wait.
If you want to, we have
I
weapons.
I wish to declare.
No.
Can I do I have a choice? Like,
No, you can bring them in. That's fine. We have a weapons check here if you wish. Anything you wish to check at the door, certainly we can keep for you. But we do have a scanner that is going to be registering everything that you all walk in with.
Okay.
well, I mean, it's a party. I guess I don't really need this.
It's up to you. It could be decorative. As you see, lots of folks bring in their weaponry. As you see, Roalesk has just a massive broadsword on his back.
Yeah.
Just like a 5 foot long, 4 inch thick broadsword. So
I'll keep it. My axe is sort of part of my look.
you're able to head through the security scanner thing, and it's a bit.
Do I need to do if I want my cat to do something? Do I have to do an animal handling check, or is that kind of like she's trained?
Depends. We haven't had a discussion on whether or not you've gotten to the point where you've trained Arthur. It depends on the complexity.
Okay.
I would say that you've had Arthur for a couple of weeks. So I would let you have like one simple trick.
Okay.
So something like stay or something like
I want the little
fetch.
opposite of stay. What I want Arthur to do is to jump off my shoulder and run in, so that I have to kind of like go after her. And the idea is that I'm trying to create like a distraction so that I can get around. I don't have to go through the security
Okay.
gate.
There's no way in
Okay.
that isn't through the security gate.
Okay. But what I want her to do then is to go through the gate so that like I can go after her without like stopping to register or anything.
Okay. Okay. So Arthur runs through the security. Nothing pings when Arthur runs through, and you begin to chase. Here, kitty.
Yes.
And you enter into sort of a gelatinous, not really gelatinous, but like a little bit of a watery, sort of Stargate gate kind of experience where you walk through and it's about 10 feet by 10 feet, and as you're passing through it, they don't seem to stop you.
Okay.
And bing, bing. How many magic items do you have?
Oh boy.
How many attuned magic items?
Only 2.
Okay, so it bings twice.
Okay.
And you're allowed to go in.
Okay.
How long does attunement take again? Is it 24 hours?
No, attunement takes like an hour.
Okay,
So you could have
attuning
attuned to
my
the
belt on the
Yeah.
ride over.
So you are all able to get through security, able to keep
Wait,
all of the
I only
things.
have one thing. I have the Demir earring. That's
Sure.
my attuned thing. I think I have something else, but I can't remember what it is. So.
That's fine.
Is that prism? Is that
The
attuned?
prism's not attuned.
Okay, no.
Yes, it is attuned.
That's
yeah.
that's the other one.
So you're all able to get through security fairly easily. They don't stop you. They don't frisk. There's none of that stuff. Now you're in the place. Beautiful. We can cut down to the map now. Beautiful venue here at the Leaf Drake Roost. Inside you see nearly, I would say, probably 150, 200 people at various tables around. Picture the Grammy Awards, how those are set up, where there's tables down on the floor as well as a balcony and a couple of raised sections. In this particular situation, these are sort of raised places of honor. And the usher inside, pick an animal, any animal.
Zebra.
Zebra otter. A zebra otter person is an usher.
combo.
I didn't want to say cat, and all my things
Right.
were cats. And I was
Zebra,
like, I have
a
other
zebra
animals exist.
otter, a person who has the head of a zebra and like the upper body of an otter, and
Why did you do this to yourself?
and says, "Can I have your? Do you have your admittance? Do you have your tickets?
I lost several bets.
Do you have your tickets, please?"
He has some tickets.
yes.
Here you
I've gotten Archer back at this point.
go. I guess it's an RSVP.
Oh, the Mended Pact.
I clap my hands
Very
and everyone's
nice.
back and jump
Absolutely. Well, please, right this way. And they will lead you up to one of these balconies for places of honor.
Oh, fancy seating.
You all take your seats there. You are, in fact, joined by 2 of the people that you saw outside. You see, you are joined by the High Elf person.
Oh.
Who is sitting up there. You also are seated with Roalesk, the large shark man. And you are also seated with another person who you did not see, who appears to be a merfolk hybrid person who has a bit of must have some amount of goat or sheep or something in their person.
Or maybe they combined merfolk with human. So he's like a merfolk from the waist up, and then a human from the waist down.
He's a mermaid.
So he's almost just a human.
Almost just a human, yeah. Except for a few fins. Yeah. And so that's who you're seated with.
Your idea.
And the waitstaff comes by and presents you with your various meals of various kinds. The flora option, it appears to be a beautiful array of like a seaweed salad with something that looks like shredded carrots, but is certainly not carrots.
It's Karens. Karen.
Dev
No.
Karens.
That's what they did with Nevin.
The meat option,
Dev Karens are the
the land option, which you opted for,
Yes.
and is also presented in front of the High Elf, appears to be a steak of unknown origin. You can make a check if you want to know or care. It's not story relevant, but there's a steak of some kind with some mashed starch of some kind. The fin, which is also served to the shark man as well,
makes sense.
is a nice fillet of a white flaky fish served on a bed of rice or rice-like thing. As you take your seats, you the lights kind of dim a little bit. And you can introduce yourselves to your booth mates here. They are Divna and Roalesk.
Wasn't there one more?
Sorry, Divna, Roalesk, and then the zebra otter person.
What
Is
about
that
the
who it was?
merfolk?
Oh no, the
No,
merfolk
the
person.
merfolk.
Merfolk.
Yeah.
Are we at like one large table or like
one large table
one-
that's sort of arched.
Okay.
So the
Oh, it's
7 of
arched,
you are
great.
sort of in a curve.
like this table?
Yeah, like this table.
Gotcha.
Except for there's
Okay.
7 of us here.
Gotcha.
So you can
Okay.
decide how you're seated. Probably the 4 of you would be seated together, and then the other 3 are in their own seating arrangement. Yeah.
So what can we expect during this ceremony?
You can expect me to be winning an award.
Oh, have you won before?
No, but they don't call me the first guardian for nothing.
What do they?
Why do they call you that?
Why?
They
We're
call
all
me
pretty
the
curious.
first. Well, you've heard of the Guardian Project, haven't you?
No.
Nope.
Oh, really? Well, you ain't from around here. Well, the Guardian Project is a Simic initiative that's been over the past couple decades with advances in applied biomancy to make the perfect beings, me being one of them.
And you see the shark man sort of signal to his 6-pack abs and gruff exterior.
I've been, I've been doing good work, but this past year I saved a bunch of people one time, and, they're gonna give me one of them rent horns. So that's a good deal.
We saved a lot of people, so maybe we'll get an award.
Well, we're not here
I
to.
mean, we
Are
already
you
got
Simic?
an award.
No,
No.
Well, you got an award.
She's kidding. We're not here to win awards. We're just here to watch. And
So
congratulations.
We are.
Thank
Guardians.
you so much.
It's the
The
Guildpact.
It's not a secret.
The half-
It's published in
the
many,
half
many
the half merfolk, half human says, yeah, I was also I saved a bunch of people too. I didn't really do it the way that Raolesk.
My name's Raul.
Yeah, I didn't do it though. I'm Eddie, by the way.
Hey,
I was distracted. No, just Eddie's fine.
fair.
did you save some drowning people?
No, I saved. So there was a bunch of gruel that were coming into the 10th Street, and I really. Yeah, perfect. Yep, there he is.
Oh my
Sharks!
God.
Yes!
Street shark.
Why do we have that?
Oh
I love
my-
it.
Why do we-
So
Why wouldn't you have
and
that?
then here's Eddie.
Oh, Eddie.
And
you
then
go down there?
actually, this will be Eddie, and
Here's
then this
Velma.
will be Divna, who's in there with you.
Here's Velma.
Yeah, I prevented a trampling, rampaging horde of gruel from killing a bunch of people in the 10th Street Market one day during a farmer's market event early in the morning one day.
How did you accomplish this task?
I distracted him. I made a bunch of noise off to the side with a spell that I can do.
What spell is that?
It was called Thunder Wave. I made a bunch of noise over there, and it sort of collapsed the building, and it diverted them from stampeding. So,
Sounds like you did quite more than distract with the noise.
well, I don't like to brag.
Well, you could have fooled us.
Was anybody hurt when you collapsed a building? That seems like a awfully hasty thing to do.
I mean, some people were hurt, but nobody died, and I prevented a bunch of other people from getting hurt. They thought it was worthy of an award, though.
Of course, I am not here to judge. I
Hey,
just,
sounds pretty good to me.
You're a historian, of course you're here to judge.
You're right. I am
Why
here to judge, and
you're
I'm.
super mean.
I will judge silently from my own.
Don't be so
seat here.
mean to him. He's just he's got a light temper. He's a bit of a. It's fine. Don't worry. He'll get over it very quickly.
Thank you.
Divna is the project leader that you're sitting with. She has beautiful dress, sort of a slightly different styling to her dress. You also notice a abalone necklace that she's wearing with what appears to be like a cuttlefish bone in the center that has a small curvature carved into it. And just very, very attractive and very put together. It's very nice to meet you all. My name is Divna, and it's very interesting to have other gilded members here. I wasn't expecting that at the Askers this year.
I don't think any of us
Typically,
were-
it's an in-guild event.
Yes, we weren't expecting to be invited, and we're a bit surprised.
Yeah, I don't really know why you're here either.
I just got that joke.
The Askers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
How did I miss that?
The band begins to play. Among the band, by the way, you recognize Garth, the Simic hybrid bassist
Yes.
from the karaoke band.
Nice.
He is
Well.
one of several band members who, as the
Stray Cat's paper taking it
as
off.
the lights begin to dim and the music picks up, and everyone starts to applaud. A woman that you saw out front getting a lot of photos taken comes out and says, "Welcome everyone to the 10,076th Zal Concordant Annual Simic Combine Outstanding Recognition Awards, better known as the Askers." And there's another round of applause. "I am your..." And as she says the next line, she throws off her overcloak, and beneath is a beautifully bedazzled dress and octopus tentacles.
She's an octopus. I never saw it coming.
I am your hostopus with the mostopus, Zijaglampo
I
Gladoflorian.
appreciate a good pun.
Ooh.
And tonight's recipients include the greatest professor of literature this combine has ever seen, the city's most accomplished crisis creator, and the Simic influence on the Mended Pact. But more on that later. First up is this year's Asker for Public Works, and that award, of course, going to the 6 districts, Grav Bruna. And there's a round of applause as the half lobster man walks up to the stage and begins giving his acceptance speech. And you are all still at your table if you want to. It's going to be a lot of droning and a lot of award stuff. So if at any point you guys want to start talking to each other, Grav Bruna gets up on stage and starts talking about some sanitarium water park combo that got put together in the 6th district.
I don't understand half the things any of these people here are saying.
Well, I understood something very clearly, and I'm very disturbed by it. What is this comment about the Simic influence on the Mended Pact?
As far as I know, we don't have any Simic influence within us, unless one of us is hiding a claw somewhere.
No.
Oh gosh.
I mean, Bavlik, he had some of their strange changes as part of him. I don't know if he
That's
was
true.
part of the Simic, but
Seemed pretty anti-guild, from what I recall.
Thank you, Grav Bruna, and now a brief presentation on In Memoriam, a posthumous Asker given to the decorated Simic professor of literature, Lucien Huerifidis.
Oh, I recall.
And there is a short video presentation about the professor that died.
That was murdered at Herb's prison.
That was him. I suppose us helping Ravnica helps the Simic, so maybe it's just one of those placeholder awards they want to give
are
out
you confused
to.
as to why
Catching
you're
his
here?
murder would have been... Yes,
A
that
little
would
bit.
be a little bit of a...
Well, I mean,
You
I
seem
think,
confused. We
I think we all are. I just thought that you might have known.
Right, well, that's a nicer way of phrasing that.
look, we got invitations and we showed up.
Very strange.
We thought maybe because of our growing popularity and our help with the guilds that maybe...
We did catch the killer of the man they're currently giving a memorial to.
That's fair. I was under the assumption that this was going to be mostly attended by the Simic, particularly of the adaptionist side of things. And Roalesk will go,
Yeah, we're all adaptionists here now that Vanofar's in charge, so, it's a bit of a seed change from the previous Prime Speaker, So it's a new day, a new dawn for Simic, who are, I'm really pleased with the...
That's enough of that.
Look, we're gonna have to take your word on it, okay? We don't know much about your Simic politics or anything like that. We just got invited to a party and we showed up.
What was the party that was the sea change away from it? The adaptionists have taken the control.
Well, Zigana has returned home to her home zonot of 1, gone back to being a local governor. Prime Speaker Vanifar is a much more, shall we say, is progressive. The rapid hybridization of projects, a much bigger supporter, of course, of the Guardian Project.
Yeah, and I really like that. That is a good thing for old Rolesk. You know, they call me the first Guardian.
Yes, they don't call you that for no reason. Yes, absolutely.
Is it because you were literally the first Guardian?
Well, sort of. No, I was the first Guardian. Okay, that's fine.
Vanifar has a lot of modern ideas.
Nice.
Is Prime Speaker Vanifar here?
Oh no, she doesn't bother herself with small events like this. She down in Zamak, which is the guild hall. She doesn't show up for stuff like this very often.
And you see Divna go, yes, unfortunately, the Prime Speaker couldn't be in attendance tonight. But if you'll excuse me,
This is a pretty big event. I'm surprised that the Prime Speaker's not here for it.
Yes, well, she can't be bothered with small folk like us, I suppose, but,
Thought you were the best of the best. Thought you were the first Guardian.
yes, well... Oh, right.
Yeah, I mean, I've met her before. She gave me an award, you know, for duty previously.
I met my guild leader. She actually gave me an award. I don't remember if I've shown you or not, but...
Oh, I have an award too that I got.
And he will produce also a piece of paper.
Oh, yeah?
His pocket. I've also got one of them.
Oh,
Here, take a
man,
look.
check this out.
It's a little bit damp.
To your Guildpact, there's 2 of them.
Yeah. And they will try to read. Divna will say, if you'll excuse me, I need to use the little Simic's room. I'll be right back.
I'm really excited to see Biomancer Thados talk, because he's going to give me my award. I'm really proud of that, so I hope he comes up soon.
And there's lots of various other awards that are given out over the course of the evening. Eventually,
Well, so as the awards go on, too, Astaroth got a glass of wine to start things off, and it's just sat there drank for a while, but it's kind of sitting in front of him, and he takes it and...
takes a sip.
All right. That's not bad.
So important note, that is an alcoholic beverage.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't have to, just letting you know.
I would say that Tutoru also does not drink very often, and so she's probably starting to feel a little glass of wine every once in a while.
I don't think any of us do, other than
As the
Velma.
evening progresses,
Velma
by the way,
puts it away.
the stained
She has
glass,
drank all your drinks.
the stained plaques windows that are on the top as the evening fades begin to glow with a little bit of an opalescent sheen as the lighting from the inside is turned up. The entire wall structure is plant through and through. It doesn't seem like the whole place seems to be made of vines, except for once it gives way to the ceiling structure. And now for the technical askers this evening, we have the director of the Guardian Project, Biomancer Thados Arquef.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad. Oh, well, here comes everybody.
Yo, Quiff!
You see a Vidalcan hybrid who has a very pronounced frilled lizard frill over his shoulders of his suit, and he is very dignified and walks onto the dais and says, "The Simic's strength comes from its diversity. The Guardian Project has long been a force for good, bringing together security and vision, prosperity and protection, combine and combine. This year's technical askers go to: for saving a crosstown Krovad carriage from falling to certain doom in the Zanakev zone, rescuing dozens of lives, Guardian Project designation 51AK, better known as Roalesk."
There you go.
Yo, Rolesk!
I didn't hear the word first anywhere.
And Roalesk will stand and give a wave, and make his way down to the dais.
I whack him on the back as he goes down.
Yeah, suck it up, buddy.
And he is,
Bites your hand off.
he is handed a what appears to be a conch shell, and that this is this is what the award is. This is the Rendhorn, as it were. He collects it and makes his way.
And now he gets to talk because he has the conch.
Right. Makes his way back to his seat.
For diverting a stampeding herd of gruel rage beasts and notorogs from a market on Tin Street, Guardian Project designation 83DY, better known as Eddie.
And Eddie will make his way to the stage and say,
Congratulations.
I just want to thank you all for making this, but okay.
and then he'll get shoved off the...
But I don't want, but I have people to...
Well, he's the merfolk one?
He's the merfolk guy, yeah.
Oh.
I'll be like, hey, good job fishing.
Oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate, you seem like a nice guy.
And last, but certainly not least, a triumphant return of an experiment that began a long time ago, along with the fellow members of the Mended Pact. They put an end to the serial murderer, Dr. Bavlik Tajrik, who, among other crimes, is responsible for the killing of our beloved Lucien Huerifidus, an Oscar recipient this evening in his own right, and furthermore, has now been tapped as an official guardian of the Guildpact. It was through recent events that the public learned of this hero, and so we have decided to make our connection known. We could not be more proud to welcome back to the loving embrace of the Combine, Guardian Project designation 22RU, better known as Tutoru.
I'm sorry, what?
And everyone stands and claps and looks in your
Oh,
direction.
I had a bad feeling as that began.
I think you need to go up.
I don't want to go up there.
Hey, Tutoru.
No, no,
What?
no.
You didn't tell us about this?
I know nothing about this.
knew.
Okay, well, I guess she'll get hers later. Thank you, project leader. Now presenting his Oscar award-winning crisis experiments, please welcome biovisionary Ivan Xander Chekhov.
Are you?
This has to be a mistake.
But that's great news. Isn't that awesome? You're a member of the Combine. High five.
I'm not, though. I'm a member of the Silesia Conclave. And
That's not what Biomancer Thanos said. I mean, he's in charge of the whole project. Why would he say, what's going on now?
I understand that, but why would I lie? I have no reason, I have never been a part of the Simic.
Well, maybe you are
Combine.
now. It'd be
Hey.
great, huh?
Hey, look at her, okay? She's just a Loxodon. She doesn't have crab arms or tentacles or anything like that.
I'm just a merfolk human person. You know, not everybody has the bits to you know. But in the Guardian Project, we are kind of combos, you know, because I'm like half human and half merfolk, and Rolesk is clearly half shark.
Yeah, but I'm all awesome.
So maybe you got something, you know, do you have anything, do you got like the crab arms? Or do you have like acid spit? Or do you got, do you blend in? Can you like, do you have like the crypticness that you can?
No. I
Okay,
don't.
well, you know, maybe it's, maybe they can tell you later.
Yes.
So, a
Fishing
large,
top
covered
Are you okay?
tank.
I am. I don't know what's going on, and it's a little weird, but I'm sure it's some confusion that will get figured
Would you
out.
like me to help you get backstage to find some things out right now? Or do you want to wait?
We could probably go now.
Let's do. Do you want to come with us,
I
or do you
guess-
want to stay here?
No, I think we should get some answers.
Okay.
Yeah, if they're trying to use me as a claim to fame, that's not okay. Like, that's the Celestians' honor as part of their guild. We should figure out what's going
You
on.
think people are gonna notice if we just wander off, though?
I mean, we're just here to attend, right?
We are in the back.
And you do have an award to collect.
Yes, I'm collecting my award
Yeah.
for something.
So what are y'all doing?
We are gonna kind of like make our way to some sort of like. There's not really a backstage, is there?
There is.
Okay.
Like this sort of leads to a sort of backstage-ish kind of area. You also there are some curtains as well that are made of kelp. That you do now see. There's a big tank that's being covered by a drape of some kind that Chekhov and his assistants are wheeling onto the stage.
Okay. Can I I can't cast a spell subtly, can I?
You can try to make a sleight of hand check,
Okay.
depending on what the spell is. You're trying to do it from your seat?
As we walk towards the stage a little bit.
So you can walk along the side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to.
So we'll say that you're able to walk along the side.
Okay.
And people are saying, "Congratulations! That's great news. Well done."
Okay. If everyone's like addressing us, then I wouldn't cast a spell right now.
Well, they're addressing Tutoru.
Okay, but they're looking at us as a party.
Not really.
Okay.
I'm
They're
pretty
addressing-
big. I can be in front.
Yeah, they're addressing Tutoru
Okay.
specifically.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cast. So I'm gonna roll for sleight of hand. To see if I can even get this off. Okay, so that's gonna be an 11.
Okay. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm gonna cast Bestow Curse on Chekhov. What I'm basically trying to do is cause a huge distraction so that people. First of all, because even though that guy was like racist to me, I still feel bad that he never wins and Chekhov always wins. So Chekhov has to make a saving throw. I know you just rolled it. What's the? It's where's my spell slots? Ah, here we go. So it has to be a Wisdom saving throw, beating a 15.
Oh, it certainly did not beat a 15.
Okay. Okay. So let's.
What curse are you bestowing upon
What's the
him?
fun? I just want to make him like suddenly very, very unlucky. So that's not like an official effect, but like I think she's just sending it. Like she's not defining it. She's just trying to like. If he has like a giant tank, I'm sure that could be very unlucky right now.
So he sort of has a bit of a headache. Well, thank you, assembled assemblages. And he will fan his peacock feathers and sort of riffle them, but like asymmetrically, because he's a little bit bestowed right now.
Yeah.
Humanoids, animalians, both and neither. I would first like to thank my opening acts this evening. Very deserving, yes. And now, if you aren't too full on your entrees, I would like to introduce my main course. I know the turtle soup was quite good, and he'll look down at the turtle person that you met earlier, who was named Yolov.
Wow.
And Yolov will just be like, I can't believe what's happening.
Man, the Simic
I am here
eat
to
each other.
I am here to present my magnum opus, my triumph, as your dessert round this evening. It has taken years to raise these beasts successfully in captivity, these Crasi. Until recently, all had to be wild caught, but with the advances in biomimicry and selective snaring, a Category 1 Crasis was finally bred in the lab. And instantly they revolutionized Ravnica as couriers, as security, as communication and transportation, and recreation and adaptation. But there are limits. But we are the Simic Combine, and what do we say to limits? That's right, no more. So, get ready for the next step in urban evolution, the first successfully bred, artificially raised, Category 2 Crasis incubation. The future is here, and it is Simic.
I love
And
that you
he
wrote a
will-
speech for a character whose voice you hate doing.
Oh, yeah. I didn't decide on the voice ahead of time.
Okay.
And he will present, and the drape will be pulled off, and there's nothing in it. What, that's...
Is it invisible?
I'm sorry,
I don't know how this works. Can you see it?
Just be quiet. Make perception checks.
12.
6.
20. Dirty 20.
15.
Okay. You have a 15. You notice that the front doors here have been closed.
Okay.
You notice that they were, as they were closing, it seems the security guards from the front were closing them. You also have not seen the other member of the 7 of you who were sitting up in the booth in a while.
Yeah, what's her name?
It's I have it written down. Divna, the high elf.
And you hear health, not wealth. Health, not wealth. Health, not wealth. Chanting of dozens of people all around the outside. And over the loudspeakers in the room, from all around you it seems, you hear,
The future, you say? No. You are mistaken, Ivan Xander Chekhov. You should have been more cautious not to repeat Vig's mistakes. The Guildpact charged the Combine with keeping Ravnica fit, and you are not fit.
Suddenly, from behind the stage, you see decloaking a huge squid chameleon animal thing with a frog's body and a lizard's claws and a massive maw that descends upon Chekhov and eats him instantly in moments.
Well, that was very unlucky.
And tears the scientist apart. I was going to give him more time, but he was pretty unlucky.
Oh my.
After tearing him to shreds, the beast roars with a terrible mixture of a bear's growl, a toad's croak, and a whale's humming moan, which echoes through the chamber.
Is this
Roll
part of
for
the-
initiative!
Is this part of the show?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's great.
I didn't roll great.
I got the same as you.
Yeah.
So-
So I get minus.
Ooh.
The
Oh,
rules,
really?
Waste of a 20.
I get
the
plus
rules
one.
are as follows. Everywhere that there are people and tables is
Sorry,
difficult
better
terrain.
Okay.
This thing is now standing on the dais. You all are right here, I assume. Is this
Yep.
where you guys were?
I went to the bathroom.
You went to the
No,
bathroom?
I'm kidding.
And people are beginning to rush exits, and the doors appear to be barred from the outside.
Wonderful.
20 and above.
I had 23.
You are now in combat with a Category 2 crisis.
Wonderful.
20 to 15. 15 to 10.
14. You guys rolled low.
I got a 4.
I got a 2.
Oh man! You guys are like, let's just not go.
Who got the
I'm
2?
just very distracted.
She got a 2.
You
I
got
got
the
a 4.
2. All right, Velma, you're up first.
Okay, I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers on the thing at a level 3 spell slot.
Okay.
So that's going to be a Wisdom saving throw for our good friend the Lizard.
I know, right?
Not gonna get there.
Okay.
Not prepared for battle.
So, that is going to be, look at my card real quick and see what the roll dice is at that level. Dissonant Whispers at level 3. So I get to roll an extra. It's a level 1. I rolled it at 3, so I get to roll 2 more. I get to roll 5d6s. And also, because it failed the saving throw, it must use its reaction available to move as far as its speed allows away
Jeepers.
from me.
Well, it has
The
40
creature
feet of
doesn't
speed.
move into obviously dangerous ground, such as fire or a pit. So I'm not sure if that would not move into the crowd because of that. But
Directly away from you?
away from me, but not in dangerous ground.
10, 20, 30. I would say it's not dangerous ground, but
Okay.
does crash down here, and there are people in this area.
Well, that was
innocent bystanders of various kinds.
They were all mean to me, so.
And tell me
not
how much
my
damage.
party,
How much
so
damage am I taking?
You are taking, right now you got 5. Yeah, next you've got, now you've got 11, and then the last one is going to be, that's going to be 15 psychic damage.
Nice. 15 psychic damage as you send dissonant whispers into the mind of the Krasis.
Yes.
Astaroth, it'll be your turn.
All right, so as all this is going on, Astaroth kind of like stands up and is like,
All right, somebody, what's going on here? Is this normal Simic stuff?
No! Wait, hold on. What voice am I going to use?
No, this isn't normal at all.
Should I kill this?
Yeah, we're totally, man.
All right, let's
Everything's
go.
out of control.
I want me a piece of that too.
I should probably roll initiative for Roll-esque, actually. Cool.
All right, Teeth, let's take this thing down.
All right, sure. You do it, Horns.
I like this guy. So
I wonder why.
I have my axe, right?
Yeah. Love.
But does it like work? Did they like disable it?
It works. They
Okay.
just wanted to check it. They got like a manifest at the door.
Got it. Like if I didn't want to carry
If
it around.
something
with me.
hanky happened, they're like, who did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. In that case,
I'll just be like, let's do this then.
and Astaroth charges at the guy.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Well, I can go. Can I make it in 60?
35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Not quite.
I will just go.
Only you had a javelin you could throw at him.
Wow.
Damn.
That's a deep
Wow. I
cool.
have just been burned.
That was Velma!
cut. Yeah, take 1d4 burn damage. No, kidding. Just,
Yeah,
I mean, I do
I'll
have
just-
vicious mockery.
it's true.
I will just. I'll just move as close as I can to him.
Do you want to dash?
Yeah.
Does your charge let you continue your attack?
No, I mean, so charge lets me use a dash.
Got it.
Like do
But
double
attack
move,
at the end of it.
and then at the end of that, I can attack,
Got
and
it.
I don't have to. And yeah, and I don't have to take the penalty.
That looks like
and-
it's your turn.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, cool. It is now going to be the Krasus's turn. The Krasus is going to make 2 attacks, one with its bite and one with its claws. But first, let's see what adaptations it has.
Ooh, it's a
So
transformer.
it has a major adaptation, which is a 7. It has a venomous sting. Cool. And it
sounds
also
uncool.
doesn't sound great. And it has a minor adaptation, which is that it has stabilizing legs. Cool. So it has stabilizing legs and a venomous sting.
Knows how to walk.
It is going to make a bite attack against this unfortunate soul that's directly in front of it.
Unfortunate.
It's a 19 on the dice, and it is going to just destroy this thing. I'm not even going to roll. This human gets like thrown and or whatever hybrid this is just gets completely decimated. The last with its second attack, it is going to throw this table at you.
Okay.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. I got a 6.
Okay, so you're gonna take. I'm gonna call this falling damage.
Okay.
So I'll just deal you 6, 11 bludgeoning damage as this table smashes you in the face.
All right.
It is Lucien's turn.
Okay. When I look over to where we were and where Rolesk was, is he still there?
He's still there.
Okay,
He's
cool.
like getting ready to stand up. Though.
So what I want to do is go to this podium, and is there like a microphone there? What were they using to make their
Yeah, there's
voices loud?
like an enchanted thaumaturgy kind of situation.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk over there.
Stone
which I
of
think-
loud speech.
Yes.
Everyone, listen to me. Your laws are wrong.
That's aggressive.
I've got some new suggestions for laws.
Yeah.
First of all,
And I think this
no
is the
animals.
perfect venue.
If you could just line up.
That's
so we can-
timing.
All right, go ahead.
And then I want to say into the microphone, Rolesk, open those doors. We can handle this.
Okay.
You'll be a hero. Open the doors.
I'll be a hero?
You'll be a
Perfect.
hero.
Let's do it.
Great. And then can I also cast a spell on Astra?
Sure.
Yay.
Okay. I cast
Magic Missile on Astaroth.
I was gonna say disintegrate.
The whole time. I'm finally gonna kill.
Oh, finally, we got this. We can handle this Minotaur. I actually. Oh yeah, good. I at least still have my spells that help people, which is good. But I think they're all touch spells, which might be a problem. What are touch spells?
No, spells that help people.
You've got the touch.
Do-
A command, heroism is touch. Ooh, that is also touch. I could use aid. Aid is good. 3 creatures within range. Range is 30 feet. Can I get
1, 2, 3.
All right,
You can
cool.
get all of them or yourself.
I will get all of them.
Or this random Simic hybrid. But you'll get these people.
Ooh,
Okay, sure.
Yeah, let's get my
So
pals.
they are aided.
So, your spell bolsters your allies with toughness and resolve. Choose up to 3 creatures within range. Each target's hit point maximum and current hit points increase by 5.
Ooh.
Dope.
Cool. So you all gain 5 hit points.
Yay.
On top. Yeah, top you
Yeah,
all.
I like hit
maximum
points.
increases.
Rolesk on his turn will move to these doors and will make a strength check.
Yeah, my man.
That is a 1.
What the?
Oh no!
Come on!
He will not break through the doors, as they have been barred.
Yeah.
Quite clearly.
That's a song that's playing right now.
Yeah.
Tuturu, it's your turn.
Okay.
Also, by the way, Lucien, on this dais here is a conch horn
Ooh.
that looks like it is the Asker. It is labeled with 22-RU.
Oh.
Okay.
Who are you? Toot.
That's pretty great.
Okay, so I'm going to run up, move as far as I can, 30 feet. and kind of looking around like, I'm serious. I have no clue what they are talking about. I don't know what's going on. We will figure it out, but first let's stop this thing.
Yeah. Like, we're a little preoccupied.
If we find out that both of you guys were pretending to be the White Guild, but you were being the Blue Guild, that's pretty ridiculous.
You're the only non-blue here.
Am I 30 feet away from the crisis?
You've been saying blue this whole time.
Not
You've met
quite.
all three of us.
I know.
Not quite.
All right, I'm going to, for now. What can I do to help them?
Get in there with your muscles.
Yeah,
new muscles.
that's true. I'm gonna.
Hit them
Can
with the
I
thing.
hold my mace?
Yeah.
And move again?
It would be a
It would be
dash.
a dash, yeah,
yes.
but isn't it an action to also grab my weapon?
No.
Oh, okay.
You can like pull a weapon out like as part of your movement.
Okay.
So I'll say you want to be up here next to Astarock?
Yeah, maybe a little bit behind him.
A little bit behind Astarock? Okay.
Get in there.
Top of the round, Velma.
I'm going to move the 25 feet that I can. So how far up do I get with that?
You get to there-ish.
Okay. And then I am going... Am I 60 feet away from the
Everyone is
creature?
trying to run away, by the way. The people are clearing out. These folks are kind of huddled in a corner over here.
Yeah.
What was that?
And I've sent Arthur off my shoulders.
sure.
She's out of harm's way.
We'll say that this little figurine is...
Yeah. I left her back there.
Back there?
No, back where we were at. We were going
Okay,
backstage.
so you'll be over here.
Yeah. And then she can go somewhere safe for herself. Am I 60 feet away from this thing?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to use my once per day and cast Fairy Fire on it.
Dope.
So it needs to make a dexterity saving throw and beat a 15.
Come on.
The Crisis has several crab-like legs. As a result, it has advantage on strength and dexterity saving throws made against effects that would knock it prone.
Okay.
That's why I was rereading it. 14 on the dice, plus
Okay.
2. 16.
Okay, so God, I always waste that, man. And it's a high save to beat too.
I know.
That's nuts.
I hate it.
You're
It's
cursed.
I know. I should stop using Fairy
Crazy.
Fire.
No, you gotta keep using
Okay,
it's a good
but as a
spell.
bonus action, I'm gonna bestow Bardic Inspiration on Astarock.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There you go.
All
Or should I
right.
put it on Tutaru because she's like decked out right now?
Yeah, she's got the bell.
Yeah. Okay, I put it on Astarock.
All right.
I think Velma's natural thing would be to do it to Astarock.
Astarock, speaking of which, it's your turn.
All right. So Astarock
You have the high ground.
but I'm
little
within
bit.
range of it now.
Oh, for
right?
sure, yeah.
And it's down. Okay.
It's down a little bit. You would have to, like, you can't charge it. You would have to, like, leap into it.
So that's what I want to do.
Great.
What I would like to do, which is showy, because I'm a little emboldened because I have been drinking, which I haven't done in a very long time. And when I drink, I fight things. So what Astarock would like to do is run to the thing and leap up and... Can I come down on its back?
Sure.
I want to like grab onto the back of it and
Sure.
then just start whacking it.
I would
with my
say
axe.
make an attack roll first.
Okay.
Make a Monster Hunter roll.
Yep.
So I move to get to it. I will do my attack.
Yep, go ahead.
This will be my attack action. Can I do 2 attacks? Or do we
Well,
want to
you're
like...
jumping, and so this is to, like, get into the back. Then
Sure.
I'll have you make an athletics check.
Got it. All right. So my attack is a 18.
18 will hit.
Yes. Should we roll damage for that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah, right? I'll take it.
I mean, you don't have to roll damage if you don't want to do any damage.
Definitely want to roll damage.
Do some damage.
Out of the
Don't
thing.
know what that is. I'm going to re-roll it without
Yeah,
looking.
It's out of the thing. We've decided that only in the thing.
Okay, so that is a 7.
Okay, 7 damage.
Yep.
Cool.
And then do we want to do athletics to see if I get on?
Make an athletics check. This is like medium hard. I'll say you need an athletics of like 14.
Okay, I'm pretty athletic.
This is a check, not a save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got an 8, which is a 15.
Okay, you're on its back.
Oh.
Boom!
Yeah, got it.
Can I get my second attack of my
Sure.
attack actions in
And
there?
I will give you... see, you're on its back, which I would normally say gives you advantage. However,
But I just
you're
jumped
like
on.
riding a bull now. So
Yeah.
I would say just normal attack.
Okay, yeah, I will take a regular attack on it. I'm just like,
Great.
Yeah, come on, you
Yep.
crazy Simic, whatever the heck you are.
This is a bull riding something else.
Yes.
Which
yes,
is pretty great.
I'm a bull rider.
Achievement
A
unlocked.
rider who is a bull.
Yes.
Okay, I take my second attack, which is a 13, which is a unnatural 20. So, I'll
Dirty
take a-
20, an unnatural.
Yes.
There we go. Sure.
And that does 11 damage.
Cool.
And then you know what? Because I'm just like, Because I'm not the sort who like conserves resources.
That's right.
I will take my action surge.
Do
so
it.
I
Do
get
the
another
things.
action. Take 2 more attacks on it.
Go for it.
Bonkos.
First attack. Yeah, I'm just on top of it with one hand grabbing it and just go. So from now on, actually, I'll only roll one-handed damage.
I
on
love
my
it. Okay.
weapon.
Oh yeah, because it's versatile.
Yes.
Sense. Great. Thank you.
So first, I got a 16, which is plenty to hit.
Yep, that'll
if
hit.
that still does it.
Certainly.
I will roll and do. That's 11 damage
Oof.
with that hit.
Very nice.
And then one more coming down on it.
Jeepers, this is a lot of
You gotta roll
damage.
it a tray. That's right.
I don't gotta do nothing.
So that is a 16.
16 will hit.
And one last roll of damage. That is a 5 damage. Oh, wait. I can re-roll that. It was a 1, and I get to re-roll 1s and 2s.
For damage, right? Wait, is that only when it's two-handed though?
it's
No,
just
it has
that-
to have
that's-
it has to be a weapon that has the
Gotcha.
potential to be a two-handed
Nice.
weapon.
So what's the damage?
The damage is 6 extra.
Cool. Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Alright! I thought this party was boring!
That's right.
This is your first rodeo.
It is now the Krasus's turn. The Krasus has a venomous sting, which I'm going to use now.
Okay.
The Krasus is going to make an attack. I'm going to flavor this that instead of with its claws, it's got a big scorpion tail, and it's going to snap at you.
Sweet.
Big black hairy scorpion
great.
tail.
But if
Love
it
it.
misses, it stabs
coming
itself.
down.
That'd be cool.
13.
My armor class. Well, okay. Am I wearing armor?
Are you wearing armor?
Oh right, you wore military gear. You asked us this.
Are
to
you
see
wearing armor?
What was our
See-
armor without it?
I imagine that there would be a level of armor built into like the formal gear of the Boros because that's kind of how they do it.
What's your normal armor? What's
My-
your normal armor addition?
My normal armor class is 18.
Right.
What are you without the shield?
What are you
that
with
I'm not
nothing?
holding.
What are you with no armor?
It's just 10 plus your
It's
dex
10
modifier.
plus
10
my
plus your
dex,
dex.
which would be 12.
12. So I'll say that your armor class.
So normally my armor gives me like
Plus 6?
6 extra.
Yeah, I would say it's plus 3.
I think that seems fair.
So that
So
would
that
be
puts
a
me at a
15?
15.
Okay, so I don't
Oh,
hit.
but a 16 with my cloak.
Ah, right. So your armor class is 16.
Okay,
So my 13 is not going to hit.
I'll take it.
Okay. It is going to
Rotate.
karumph up onto the stage and take a bite
Oh.
at Tutoru.
Oh.
That is also a 13.
Nope.
Okay. Well,
17.
big whiffs there as nothing has happened.
We've got
Okay.
its attention.
How does it
That's
look while it's
good.
attacking though? Like, does it look frightened or?
Oh no, heavens no. It looks like it is it's on a rampage at this point.
Okay.
Does it look confused that there's a bull clinging to its back, whacking it with an axe?
I would have you two make animal handling checks.
Oh, right.
Me?
Yeah.
But Astro, make an animal mishandling
Can I
check.
make one of those?
Aw.
If you were looking for something specific, yes.
Okay, never mind.
I got a 16.
I had 10.
Okay, so your question was,
Does it seem upset that it has like me on its back?
I mean, it seems upset that it has you on its back.
It's cool.
It
Nailed
doesn't
it.
seem.
The thing that's
It
cool,
doesn't
stabbing it with an
seem.
axe.
It doesn't seem like it's particularly deterred by it.
Okay.
Yeah. And with a 10, you don't sense that it was hurt in any way before coming into combat with you.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say that's the extent that gets you. So that was the Krasus's turn. Lucien.
I am going to. Can I get on top of that table? Like, just move
This one?
to there? Yeah.
So let's see here. You want to go around
Yeah,
this table?
can I
and
just
around
go
this
through there?
dais?
Is there a gap?
Yeah, you can scoot through there.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15 athletics check.
To jump down?
Yeah, to not fall prone.
Why is the image for a crazy
19.
Lizrog?
I don't know. That's just what we got. 19, you're good. So
Uh,
you're
No,
down
in the
here.
book, it's the
Cool.
same way.
It's just adaptations.
I'm gonna cast blindness on this bad boy.
Great.
So con save. 15.
Nope. I rolled a 13 again.
You blind.
You're blind.
This is the angelic die, and I've rolled a 666 with it. So we'll set it over there.
Keep using
Wow.
I'll set that one off to the side.
Yeah.
It fails, and it is now blind. Yes.
Yes. You blind.
And I make a save at the end of my turn.
Correct.
Great.
Lasts for 1 minute.
Awesome. And that is.
And I'm gonna start trying. I'm gonna try to funnel people out too to make sure they. do that.
Rolesk will try to bash open the door again.
Ooh, it's over
16 plus his strength would be like a 20, probably. He's able to sort of make a dent in the door and able to break through the regular locks, but it is barred. There is something like blocking the door, so he is gonna need to do that a couple more times to get that door open.
Can he use a street shark power to go underground?
He's not a street shark.
Oh, come on!
It's not very radical.
No.
I'm gonna look at the people over there and be like, go!
Yeah, and the
run,
rest of the
let's
people will
start it."
ask on Rolesk's turn, and they will begin moving away out
Get
of their
out of here, you
seats. Now these
stupid idiots.
these people are in ball gowns and in fancy robes. It is a madhouse in here. Some of them are moving towards the side doors, which are also barred. And
There's bards?
It's a bad situation. Oh yeah, the doors are barred. They sing.
That's why they can't be open. They're barred against.
Meanwhile, Arthur the cat is just sort of sitting there, watching, flicking its tail every once in a while.
Seems appropriate.
It's listening to this guy.
That's what cats do.
So yes, aside from telling the people to move,
Right.
Great joke.
I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on Astarock.
Yeah.
Like, you look like you could use a little help. And then I'm going to. I feel bad for hitting it with my mace because it's still like this animal that's just like.
Technically, it's a monstrosity.
Okay.
But
Thanks, Tutu, are you?
Oh no.
She's trying to help you. Maybe don't poke at her right now.
Tutu RS.
I know that I did that to you earlier, but I'm saying
I'm gonna hit it with my mace.
great, do it.
I'm far from
How
you.
does this work? So I have a base of 21 now? With
You
the
have a
belt?
base strength of 21 when you're wearing the belt, which means that you have +5 to your strength.
Plus 5.
So when you're using your mace, are you proficient with a mace?
Yes.
Okay, so you add your strength bonus and your proficiency to your attack roll.
So because you already have +1, it's +4 to wherever it was.
Okay.
And the damage it deals
The damage
is modified
increases.
Also
by...
+4.
Well, plus
So you're-
5.
So that's +5. It's replacing this.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm just saying whatever you
It used to be
currently have,
+1, now it's +5 to
Whatever you
both.
currently
So-
have for an attack.
Yeah.
I don't know for a mace. My staff is plus 5.
It's right here. Oh,
No,
you didn't write it down?
I just read. No, I just got
Let's
that.
have
It's the
even-
same.
Okay.
Let's go to our weapons in the book
JK.
here. No worries.
It's gonna be... I think you're proficient with the staff if you're a cleric.
Yes, I am. I'm proficient
So-
with the staff and a mace.
Yeah.
The
think
mace
it's the
is
same.
1d6
Right.
bludgeoning
But I
plus your strength.
But what's my to hit?
What's the hit? Yeah.
Your hit
It's
is
your
going to be...
proficiency and strength.
Great.
Right.
Okay. So then it'd be +5 +3, I believe.
We
So
plus
Three,
8.
yeah.
So you have +8 to hit
Wonderful.
and +5 to damage, I think. Is what
Plus 5 damage. Yeah.
plus 8 to hit, +5 to damage total. I think is what it is.
Great. We'll do that for now.
Great. That's gonna
16
hit.
plus 8.
Badoosh.
24 hits.
Oh, and then I have to.
Yeah, Jack Bauer, that guy.
1d6 plus your strength.
8 damage.
Got him.
Nice.
And
Done got him Is that 8 damage plus your 5?
No.
It's a range spell.
Yeah, it was 3 plus 5.
I was going to
Okay.
cast that too.
So
16.
and that's it. That's all, huh?
Yep,
Do you want to relocate?
I probably should. I'm gonna like kind
You
of.
will take an attack of opportunity if you back away from it
At disadvantage.
at disadvantage.
That's fine. I'm feeling. I'm gonna still back it.
You're gonna back like to,
Yeah,
to
that way.
there-ish. Okay, back towards your award. It's going to swing
Super
its.
concerned about
It
that.
is going to swing its
Not at all.
stinger.
She just smashes it.
Or, sorry,
my poor
yeah, it's
mace.
going to swing its stinger in your direction
Fun.
at disadvantage, and the first one's a 2, so it's not going to hit you. Okay. Top of the round, Velma.
I want to do something kind of unusual, and I want to see if they'll let me do it as a DM. I want to cast Heat Metal on Astarock's blade.
Ooh.
Then
And-
I'll have to drop it.
No,
Or
because
take
you're
damage.
not holding the blade, right? You're holding like a wooden handle, right?
Yes.
But wouldn't that also become heated and then like
So,
explode or
The
something?
metal, the wood doesn't heat. What I'm thinking is, what I want is when Astarock hits the
Sure.
the thing, I want it to do like instead of me doing casting the damage on my turn, I
Right.
want to cast extra damage when he
Right.
hits it.
Here's what I'll say about that.
Mhm.
That will work. It will destroy the axe.
Okay, then I wouldn't do it to I wouldn't do it to Astarock's axe. Okay, then what I'm going to do
Fun prank, bro.
is this isn't metal what it's wearing on its
No.
Okay.
It has no metal bits.
Man, you keep giving monsters that I can't use my favorite spell on.
Oh, weird. It's almost as if. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, the one character. Okay, so I am gonna take one of my many daggers that weren't taken away from me at the door.
Sure.
And I'm gonna throw one. Am I within range to throw a dagger?
Absolutely.
My range is like 160.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, 60. Okay. So I'm gonna throw one of my daggers using my dexterity. Which
Great.
wouldn't attack my feet because it's by my hand, right?
Correct. Yeah,
So
just throw it.
okay. 19 plus 5 plus 3. 23. 23 hits.
23 hits.
Okay, so that's going to be a 16.
16 hits.
Cool.
Roll for damage.
Okay, I'm going to roll for damage, and I'm also going to expend one more of my Bardic Inspiration points for Psychic Blades.
Okay.
Because it doesn't say it doesn't work. It just says weapon attack. It doesn't say.
you
So
got it.
that's going to do. So let me roll my first. That's going to be 1d4 plus 2 piercing damage.
Okay. We did get started a little late, by the way, folks. I know we're coming up on 11, so we're going to run through our 3 hours.
Okay.
Maybe a little longer,
Okay,
depending on
that's
how
going to be
fast.
6 piercing damage.
Great.
And then I'm going to go ahead and roll 3d6s for psychic damage on top of that.
All right.
Oh, so first one was 2, and then I'll roll 2 more. So we have a 2 plus. Oh, that one cocked. So right now I have 8 psychic damage.
Oh, that one wasn't cocked.
And then I have 10 psychic damage on top
Dope.
of the other ones I did.
Excellent.
Nice.
The blade sings through the air, a little bit of blue and black wisp coming off the back of it, and finds purchase in the crisis. Astarock.
Okay, so Astarock has
Your Dr. Strangeloved up on this crisis.
and
here.
he's been like hitting it with one-handed thing.
Yep.
But he's gonna go. "Huh, this is going too slow. Look, man, no hands!" And he's gonna try and just holding on with his feet to
Sure.
hacking at it.
Dexterity check.
Yep, that's entirely fair.
High DC. High DC.
Well, let's find out how it goes.
18, I think, is a fair DC here.
I'm gonna add Bardic Inspiration to
Perfect.
this
Yeah, you are.
because I want to stay on the back of
Sounds
this
like
thing.
Solid
Thank you
choice.
for not wasting my inspiration.
Ooh, not great. That's
No, you get an 8. You get an 8 now, not a 4.
What?
my level.
Oh,
You get a
D8.
D8
Yeah.
instead of a D6.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
roll your D8 instead
Then
of a
roll
D6.
I'm level
D8.
5. I'm level 5,
Let's
baby.
see if it makes
You
a
caught it
difference.
quick, so I'll let you do
It's
it.
like you're talking about level. Oh, 7
Okay,
plus-
so that makes it a 16.
Does not
Damn.
matter.
2 away.
So I am going to...
plus 2 on that.
So
Dexterity.
here's what's going to happen. You're going to get to attack at disadvantage as you're falling away.
Make it athletics, because
Nope. This is acrobatics. You're falling away, so I will let you swipe at it as you're falling away, and then you'll fall.
Oh, that was a bad idea.
So swipe. Take,
All right.
your, take your swipe.
I got
Disadvantage on the attack.
disadvantage.
In the box.
In the box, come on, me. All right, so that was a 12.
Total?
Yes.
That's going to miss. Swing through the air, and I'm going to impose let's say, 20 feet of fall damage here. Take 3 fall damage.
Oh, 20 whole feet.
And you are
That
now
must be the worst
fair.
for you.
You're now prone on the ground.
That's like a third of a story.
It's going to be the Crasis's turn.
Uh-oh.
The Crasis
Yeah. That's fair.
is going to come up on the thing here. Its stinger is going to go for Velma.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
stinger's...
can I reach that far?
Well, it'll get closer. How about that? There we go. That is going to be 18 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
Well, remember, it has disadvantage.
Oh, it has disadvantage.
Ooh.
Because it lined.
Ooh. That's going to be 12 to hit.
That does not hit.
All right. The stinger misses.
Thank you, Law Mage.
You're welcome.
And then it's going to try to bite you at disadvantage.
Man.
18 and... Oh, natural 1.
Oh man, I love Law
So,
Mage.
swipe, bite, all of it misses. And it is then going to start scaling the ceiling here.
Great.
So it's like here-ish.
You can't eat what you can't see.
You have an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna use my my cane sword. No, I can't because I can't unpull it out, can I?
No.
Okay, then
I
I
would
would
say
take
no.
one of my daggers and just show my dagger
Great.
up at it.
I'm gonna put him right there, but he's like sideways on the wall, scaling up the wall.
Okay,
Okay.
so let me cast my let me use my dagger attack. Ooh, that's gonna be a 21.
21 hits.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll. Can I do this like psychic blades on a reaction attack like that?
No.
Okay. Okay, so it's gonna be.
I don't think so.
1d4 plus 2. Okay, that's gonna be a 5 piercing damage.
You get it.
Man,
take
I
a
wanted to
slash
use my
through
cane
it,
sword at least once
but
in a fight.
it's scaling up the
It'll
wall
happen.
sort of like this.
haven't
And now
used
it'll
my
be
rapier
Lucien's
the entire
turn.
show.
It's getting away. We can't let it get it away. Is there like a way for it to leave?
No.
Okay.
I mean,
great.
there's the ceiling lights.
Sure.
Like the skylights.
That looks pretty flimsy.
To this thing, maybe.
Well, I'm saying like it can get through if it wanted to.
Yes.
Yeah. Which we
It
don't
would
want.
try to tear its way out.
Okay, so I Is it? Would you say that's 60 feet away from me? The creature?
Yeah, I say this is 60 feet.
Okay,
That's about
cool.
right. Probably the top of its head is 60 feet from you.
Then I am going to cast Command on it.
Dope.
Wisdom 15. Also, did you make your...
Oh, I did not save at the end of the turn. The save is 9 plus wisdom, so 10.
10 is a failure.
Okay. And the save against command was a 4 plus 1.
Obviously a failure.
Yeah.
So still blind.
Cool.
But in addition, I'm going to ask it to grovel at the feet of the Azores.
So it has to fall prone?
So, yes, grovel is target falls prone and then ends its turn on its turn.
Okay.
I have a narky question.
Yes.
Does it have to understand you?
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh. I bet it does.
I think it does.
You speak a one-word command to a creature you can see within range. Hold on.
At least it's creature, not human.
Yeah, no, it says creature. Target must succeed on wisdom saving throws. Okay, if it doesn't understand your language, so it doesn't understand.
Doesn't understand. Does not speak any languages.
I'm sorry.
No, that's a solid narc. Thank you.
It also has stabilizing legs, so it also doesn't really fall prone.
Oh, okay. Well, ignore it altogether.
Sure.
I
It would have like dropped to the floor and then landed on its crab legs, but since it can't understand,
mean, that would have been kind of cool too. But,
Yeah.
but okay, all right. Instead, I
like
can't.
those weird dog robots.
Yeah.
like when you
Oh,
kick.
God.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are so
Oh,
creepy.
This is not humanoid, right?
Correct. This is a monstrosity. This little beastie is not human.
All right, then let's literally slow it down. I'm going to cast slow.
Yeah, useful.
This is a what save?
This is wisdom.
10.
That is a failure.
Great.
15 is what you needed.
So it is slow.
Speed is half, -2 AC, and Dex saving throws.
Mm-hmm.
It can't use reactions.
Okay.
Oh man, now it has less dex saving throws now that I'm not casting Fairy Fire.
Right, there you go.
It cannot make more than one attack.
Roll-esque is going to make another shove at the door here. That's not gonna do it.
Yeah.
That's
Slows
the
real good,
shark
because
friend.
Not being able to make reactions means it can't do attacks of opportunity, which
Right.
is so useful.
Two
It's only
turns.
make one attack.
once
too.
on
You
turn,
are
too.
next to your award,
Slow
by
is
the
so
way.
good.
Wonderful.
So if you want that,
I'll look at
Throw
it,
it.
roll my eyes, and just like pick it up
Pick
and
it
put
up.
it. Yeah.
okay, I have good
Sure.
news.
What?
You have a Simic charm.
Oh.
And,
Do I realize that when I pick it up?
Right,
yeah,
uh,
you realize that the charm is on it. So you have a Simic charm.
Okay.
Simic can tell Simic charms just by holding.
You can also tell that
Ooh.
you also there you go. You can also tell
Why I asked.
you can also tell that it is a magical something.
Okay.
There is
great.
something that it does, but you'll have to figure out what it is later.
Okay, I'll stash that for now.
Cool.
I'm gonna look over at Raulas and be like, oh, for Matsalesnia's sake, and like walk over a little bit closer to towards the crisis.
This way?
Yep, right there is fine. Am I 30 feet away?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna be like, it's okay. Just calm down. Everything's gonna be okay. There's nothing to worry about. And I'm gonna cast Animal Friendship.
Read animal friendship to me. Keep in mind this is a monstrosity.
It just says this spell lets you convince a beast that you mean it no harm. Is it a beast?
It's not a beast.
No, does that not count?
It's a mixture of
I'll
beasts.
tell you what. What does the rest of the spell say?
It says it must see and hear you. If the beast is intelligent is 4 or higher, the spell fails.
Intelligence is 2.
Great.
Hey.
So,
Otherwise, it must
the spell
succeed.
fails.
It must succeed a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for the spell's duration, which is 24 hours.
No, it fails if it's 4 or higher.
A 4 or higher it
Because it's
fails?
saying-
Oh,
yeah.
it's
'Cause
2.
it's gonna
Yeah.
be two
So it's charmed by you.
Yeah,
If it
makes
fails a what?
a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, I'm going to make this roll at advantage because it's not a beast, even though it's made of beasts.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would have just said no because it's monstrosity. 20 on the dice.
No?
As the first roll. So it succeeds on its wisdom or its save throw against that.
That's all right. We tried. And then I will do, for my bonus action, I'll cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay,
Useful.
great. What does your spiritual weapon look like?
It is it kind of looks like a mace, but it looks like the Silesian charm of like the tree. And it's like white and glowing, and like little leaves are kind of falling down when it
Great.
swings.
And you're going to place it next to this thingy?
Yep.
I assume. We'll place this little ring, put a ring on it. And it does not get to attack.
It does. When
as a
you cast
bonus.
a spell, you can make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet of the weapon.
Okay, cool. So go ahead and roll an attack roll.
And then do I just use my... Do I use the
So
staff
this
of the
is-
belts, or no?
No.
Okay.
Not for this. You roll. This is going to add your intelligence. No, this adds your wisdom instead of
Yeah.
your strength.
Okay. Is it a spell attack, though? Do I use
No,
my
this
spell
is
attack?
this is a weapon attack,
Okay.
but using your intelligence essentially. That's going to
Wisdom,
hit.
you mean, right?
Yeah, wisdom.
Yeah, great. So I hit, and then I do 1d8 plus my wisdom.
Right.
So That's a 6 plus 4, so 10 damage.
Cool. This thing's looking hurt. You guys are doing a number on it. Top of the round, Velma.
I'm gonna cast heat metal on the dagger that's currently stuck inside of its body from when I threw it.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
There you go.
That is
Combo.
undodgeable.
wombo
Unfortunately, I
combo.
burned both of my level 3 spell slots earlier, but that's okay. So I'm gonna use I'm gonna cast it normally at level 2.
Okay. And
okay.
that's a bunch of damage, right?
Yeah, that's basically going to be, let's see here, that's going to, let me just double check. I think it's like 3d8 at this point, but let's see here. Heat metal is going to be, oh, it's just 2d8, unfortunately, at this level, but that's
Darn.
fine. I know, only 2.
Only 2.
So I'm going to roll 2d8. It's a 7 plus 7, so that's 14 of, I think, just fire damage. And then I'm also going to use a bonus action to give my pal Tutu Aru, whatever.
Tutu,
My
are
gosh.
you?
Are you?
A bit of bardic inspiration.
Tutu, are you?
Who are you?
I don't know anymore.
I know.
Okay.
That's why I was following back on it. I was
Okay.
just reiterating. Okay. Astarock, you are prone on the ground over here.
Yep. You get a 1d8 within the next 10 minutes.
Okay,
Attacks or
it's
anything.
Any
pretty. It's like
D20
up
roll.
the wall, right?
It's up the wall.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
I can't really do much.
You all right, buddy? Get up.
So
Get
ability
get
check,
your javelin.
attack roll, or saving
Correct.
throw.
I'll get up and I'll reach for my javelin and be like, "What the? Oh crap!"
And you're right next to Lucien here.
Go, chuck it.
I don't.
And the whole time there are chants from outside of health, not wealth. Health, not wealth. Health, not wealth.
They're trying to break the door down to
Correct.
get out too, right? I'm like, all right.
There's
I don't have my
doors
javelin.
on the sides as well, but this is the main entrance.
Okay, I'm gonna say, I don't think I can do much from here. I'm gonna try and help get people out,
All right, leave it to us.
and I will head to try and help break down that
It's-
door.
You dash over
tank
there.
this for you.
It's
I
gonna
have the
take a
belt.
minute. It's gonna take a minute to get there. You can do something next round if you want to.
Okay.
It's now the Krasis' turn. The Krasis will continue moving up the wall and be upside down, up on the ceiling.
Remember, going move half its speed right now.
Right. It's slow. It's blind. It's no longer blind. It is still slow, but it is up here,
Slow is much more important.
like so.
Great.
Okay.
It's no longer blind, so it sees below it. Yeah, that's fun. It's gonna drop from the ceiling.
Oh,
Lovely.
It's got those legs.
I need dexterity saves from Velma and Tutu.
Oh no.
oh, and I'm going to do a disadvantage, aren't I?
You are.
I am not.
Oh no,
let's do
the
this.
leg.
This makes me think of like a Resident Evil monster
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Alright, but I have Bardic Inspiration.
Okay, so I'm at 21 on the first attempt, and I am at 14 on the second attempt.
Okay. The save is gonna be. What do you think's a fair number? This is like a
13?
No, it's gonna be higher than that.
I mean, it's
14?
gigantic.
it's
so.
enormous. This is like a 15. I'll say this is a 15 save.
Okay, then I did not save.
Alright, on the dice I rolled a 9, but with Bardic Inspiration I rolled a 16.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad that I was able to help you.
Take 23 bludgeoning damage
Yeah,
as
that's
this
fair.
beast falls directly on you. You
Okay.
take 11.
Oh, okay.
Oh
as
no!
That's half.
Okay. That's
Yep.
That could be
Blurb.
worse. Thank God I had that.
I'm gonna
extra
make
point.
it that's everything for the round. though.
Okay.
It does not get an attack. It's gonna not take. It would take fall damage actually.
It's got those
That
legs,
would be,
I
I
thought.
think.
Oh, it's got the
already
legs.
Moved,
Yeah, it's got the
so
legs.
if it dropped,
So
that
it's
would be
good.
its attack.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, that's its turn.
Fuck.
Lucien.
Okay. Well, at least it's not gonna leave anymore.
Yep. And the two of you who are up here, you can now tell that it is somehow like it could have tried to run away. It is somehow not choosing not to run away.
Oh, let me do actually. Because I got knocked down, so I have to
Sure.
roll Constitution saving throw.
Oh yeah,
before I
you would
lose
be
my
prone as
concentration.
well, by the way.
Yeah. But I will make a
Concentration, which would be you need to roll a 12 or higher because 11 or higher because half of 23.
Okay, that's Constitution.
This would be Constitution
Okay.
save.
Choose not to run away, or
Cool, I got a
does it
14.
look like it's being controlled or something, based off my knowledge of animals and being with them so much?
With your roll, you don't know why.
I got a 14, so I passed that.
Okay, cool. So you still have
I think
that.
she saw it happening.
You
and was
still
like,
have that
just
up.
like made a point of concentrating as it
Great.
happened. That's why she failed her dexterity save.
So no longer blind. It is now slow. That was the Crisis' turn. It is Lucien. Did we do that already?
Nope.
Nope, your turn.
Okay. Oh boy, I gotta help Velma. Velma's down. How is this thing looking? You said it was kind of hurt?
Looks pretty hurt.
Okay, then I'm gonna try to move to here.
Yep.
And I'm gonna try to magic missile it at full power in the face.
Yipes. What's full power mean?
7th level.
Jeepers.
Well, 7 charges, I guess.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, 7th level essentially.
Still, 7th level magic missile is a lot.
I'm expending the entirety.
Yeah, you're emptying
of a
the
gun,
clip.
essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
The
fanning
revolver.
magic
Fanning the
missile.
hammer.
Fan the hammer. Shout out to Dom.
Yeah, right?
Hey, Dom. Okay, so
The thumbs up.
essentially it'll be 3 plus 6, so 9 darts.
Wow.
I believe that's how that works.
Jeepers.
Get
Here's
it.
an extra D4 if you need it.
Great. Who's got more? Who's got more? I got 3. I'll do 3 times.
Okay.
That should be enough. All right, Ashton, you got to do math for me.
Okay. Oh
You ready?
no.
You ready?
Not good. I got you.
Okay,
2, 3, 4 is 9.
great.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
I can't see one of them. There we go. 3, 4, 2 is 9. 18.
Wait, no. It's
That's not 9.
2,
2,
3.
2, Rue.
Don't even.
Rue.
17.
I mean, I'll take 9.
2, 2, 3, Rue.
Sorry, 16. 16 is the number.
Total so far. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, that's 9.
That is 9.
And then plus 1 for each dart, so plus 9.
So 16 plus 9 is 25. Plus 9 is 34.
34.
Wow.
Yeah!
Pa 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 pa! Get away from her, you beast!
That had to feel cool.
That
Just
was-
be like,
Yeah, all of it at
That's
once.
quite the. I wish that was the kill moment, just for the cinematic effect of.
Seriously.
Just letting an entire
At least
wand
get it off
unload.
of me. Like,
I hope it gets the
push it
attention.
back.
That's what I want. I mean, kind of.
It's like a Die Hard moment.
Yeah.
It's going to be Rolesque's turn. Rolesque is going to make another strength attack to bust open the door. That's a 3.
What?
3 on the dice. All of my NPCs and my monster are both running bad. The
And you
venomous
have to-
sting didn't
yeah.
paralyze any of you, so that's running bad. It's the woman of the hour's turn.
All right. Where's Wilma?
I'm under the
On the
thing.
ground under the thing.
Oh, great. So.
But it's right in front of you,
Okay.
on the other side.
Can I use my bonus action first?
Yeah.
Okay. And then for spiritual weapon, it says as a bonus action turn, you can move the weapon between repeat attack against
Right,
the...
so the weapon is still
Okay,
up here. Because it didn't travel.
No. So I need to travel 20
It's
feet.
20 feet? Yeah, you can't quite get there.
Okay.
It's about 30 feet.
Well, I was going to try to heal you.
Okay.
Well, I have a bonus
Just
action.
kill the thing.
Yeah, I'm going to hit
Yeah,
with my mace,
yeah.
okay?
Yep.
Whack out the mace.
Unheal this thing.
That's
yes!
a natural 20.
Yes!
Yeah.
I don't know what that means with the mace, but...
You roll. So here's how I'm gonna home rule it. The way that this works is the way I've heard critting damage is cool, which I really like. Which is you would typically double your dice, but what I like better is you get max damage on your dice and then roll your dice. So it's a d6.
Okay.
So you get a 6 and now roll a d6.
That's a 4.
Okay, and then add your strength.
Plus 5, so...
15.
Yeah.
Wow, you're in the middle of the stage. All the lights are on you, all the attention. This seems like a really cool story moment for Tutaru. Tell me how Tutaru the Strong,
Oh, no.
the strongest Loxodon Simic hybrid of the Guardian
I don't
Project,
know.
question mark, fells the giant Crisis.
All right, so she sees Velma under the thing, and she is freaking out right now because she can't really get to her. And so she takes the mace in her hand, she kind of looks at it and looks at the thing, and she's like, Mont Celestia, if there's anything you can do, just right now, please just help me get rid of this thing. And she takes the mace, and she slams it down as hard as she can. And with the velocity of her slamming it down, it kind of jolts her. And when it jolts her, her ears fly up, and they look like giant manta ray ears.
Oh, cool.
Very cool. And we've been hiding that for a little while. Since the beginning of the series. She has manta wings.
Manta wings.
Whoa!
Ears. You can find those in the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica.
Guys, I'm Is It. You guys didn't know that?
You will have to look those up, but basically she can sugar glide. And also at level 5, you get another thing, which we don't know yet.
Yeah, we're not
She's
yet.
level 5.
No, what?
We don't know yet.
Oh.
The crisis has been felled.
Can I roll off underneath it before it falls?
Yeah. Let's make a directional check to see what direction the thing rolls in. So this is 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I'm going to roll a direction with my d12. 5. Tutoru, make a dexterity saving throw.
It does fall.
That's a natural
It does fall
one.
slowly.
Okay,
Which
it does
is
fall
fair.
slowly. Yeah, but it is a large beastie. Take 8
Okay.
crushing damage.
I took 23. You took 8.
It fell from
I
the
know.
ceiling.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
The beast has been felled. Roalesk is able to burst through the doors.
I'm a hero! Yeah, we did it!
Suddenly I'm Rakdos again. But the two of you are able to burst open the doors.
Yay! Shark and Minotaur like side by side.
Our new Simic hero! That's wonderful, yay!
As I stand up and collect my knives from the creature that we killed, I go, "Congratulations, you killed the door."
Thanks. That was a really difficult door.
Yes, I'm sure it was very harrowing.
It was. It's
Go over to help you.
almost
Wiping the blood of this creature off on my knives. And I'm sure the door really hurt when it got splinters on it.
Wow, that was very impressive of you. Wow, that is,
Yolov will come up and be like,
Are you alright? Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I think my friend is more injured than me.
Oh my
Just a
goodness,
tiny
you're covered in blood!
Yeah, it's mine.
Do you need my assistance? I'm a bit of a doctor myself.
I would rather have her assistance if I could.
Okay, well,
I trust her.
we've also got a nurse shark on staff.
No, I'm good. I'm quite good.
We'll be all right. Yes.
You're welcome for the Thank you for the
sure.
for the
I liked
guffaw.
it.
And you see amongst the crowd, all of the people who are in the audience are in the crowd, including the Jeskarans, who are looking on confusedly, and Divna appears to have reappeared as well. Everyone is coming up and thanking you and congratulating you. It seems as if there is police activity on the scene as well. The Azorius have arrived. The Boros security staff has arrived. The in-house security, many of those members appear to have disappeared.
Shocker.
Oh my god.
May have been an inside job.
Tuturu's a Dumbo.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think she's a smart bow. Because she saved my life.
At some point, actually you don't see Divna.
Okay.
But as people are thanking you and you're getting interviewed by the cops and stuff like that, a person that you don't recognize will come up to you and say, "Thank you so much for your help. It was really a spectacular display, Tutoru." And she leans in quietly. What Thado Arquef said on stage was about only half the truth. When you have some time, if you want to learn more about the atrocity that was performed on you before you were even born, you should find us. And this person that you've not seen before, that looks like a walrus face, hands
Is he
you
next to an Eggman?
an item in a napkin.
It's a good rep.
We can take you to the center. We can take you to the creation place.
Wait.
And they will turn away.
Wait, who are you?
They don't respond. They move back into the crowd and disappear.
Tutoru, what's going on?
I have no idea, but I would like to find out as well.
Tutoru, I know you're having a very crisis of identity, but if you could do anything to help me out, I would really appreciate
I'm
it.
literally right now, with all my healing I can do.
Astrok, me and you should go and talk to the Azorius and the Boros and just debrief them on what happened here.
Yeah. They'll probably want to know.
As you two make your way out to the cops, go ahead.
I heal you for 23.
You basically undid the damage that was done to me by the...
It seems as if there was a couple of deaths, including Dr. Chekhov and Chekhov's Crisis was on the wall the whole
Yeah,
time.
we got it.
So, yeah, I had.
Good bit.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
it.
yeah.
As soon as I heard the name, I was like, "What's he gonna do?
What's it gonna be?"
What's it gonna be?
Lots of interviews are happening. Roelesque, of course, is boisterous and saying how he saved the day. You all can give your own particular police reports to.
I go to the Demir reporters that are there, that control the media, and I just say,
"Yes, hi. Oh, you're Velma Sweet.
I am Velma.
You're Velma Sweet of the
Orzhov.
Hi.
Yes. Maybe we don't.
Do you have a statement for the press? This is for the Transguild Courier.
I do have a statement for the press.
Great.
I think that maybe some things are better left wait until the information is more valuable.
Okay.
I think that Miss Tutoru has had quite a busy evening already. And then in Thieves' Cant, I say, so maybe let's keep our mouths shut about this one. For now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we'll print all of this in the paper tomorrow. And then Thieves' Cant will respond with, yeah, don't worry about that.
And I don't mean this
excellent.
When you guys were quiet about my picture in the paper.
Well, I mean, yeah, sure. And we'll hurriedly, a very bookish-looking woman with big round glasses, so studiously printing all of the things. And like from Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
You look at the item that's in your...
In Thieves' Cant, I said Jinkies a bunch.
You look at the item that's in your napkin, and it is the cuttlefish bone necklace that Divna was wearing.
Oh.
And it has a symbol on it that looks like a curved...
Sprinkling anything?
Sort of looks like that.
Okay.
Looks like a praying mantis hand or a curved talon of some kind, and it has that sort of symbol upon it.
Well, I guess we know who to find.
Yes, we do.
The events of the evening appear to be concluded. You are offered a ride back to your abode after the police have their business.
I actually would prefer to procure my own travel back at this point, if you don't mind.
Of course.
For all of us. And I charter us a carriage.
Sure. So you have a carriage ride back to...
The Generous Stray.
Stray.
Generous Stray.
I guess so,
And they
yeah.
can get home from there, yeah.
You make it back to the Generous Stray. Is there anything you want to talk about on the way home?
How about those ears?
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I don't know. I didn't think the ears... I honestly don't know what they're talking about. The ears I've had for a while, but I didn't think they were anything weird. I just thought that I had an abnormality when I was born, and Mookie just asked me not to mention it to anyone. So I didn't.
Tutoru, as far as I'm concerned, we're not responsible for our own origins. We're only responsible for the life we live with what we're given. So as far as I'm concerned, you're the same Tutoru I've already known.
Yeah.
Yes, this doesn't change anything about us or how we feel about you. You're always welcome with any adventure that we go on.
Hey, and if there's anything I know, it's not the guild you're born into, it's the guild you choose.
Right.
It's the person you choose to be is, I think, the more important lesson.
Yeah, well, guilds make it like a clear denotion of who you're part of.
While we are here, I don't want to steal your thunder tonight, but in the interest of this information and what your mother, Lucien, passed on to you from me, I should let you know, because I trust you all, and if you want to cast your spell, you can.
I trust you.
I am a great deal older than I present myself to be. Almost more than twice my age. More than twice my age, as a matter of fact. I stopped aging at some point in my early adulthood once I reached maturity, and I didn't know why. And places like we just came from are why I don't tend to let people know that. I don't know why it's happening. It doesn't feel natural. For a half-elf, I should still be aging at a certain rate that I am not. And I have moved my way through life in various names and identities before I stumbled upon Velma Sweet. I knew your mother at a time in that period of my life, and she knew me by a different name. And I knew her one by one that is similar to what she is known by now. I knew who she was. But she was in a rebellious phase.
I feel like I never knew who she was at this point.
We could say that I was her rebellious phase.
What do you mean? Your name was Dusty.
That's what she called me, yes. because I worked in a bookstore and I was covered in dust from the stacks.
So you were friends with my mother?
Yes. Yes, I was friends with your mother. For a very short amount of time, but it was a good amount of time.
Oh.
Anyway, knowing what you know, what I've learned about you as well, I did not want that to be unkept air as well.
Well, thank you for sharing. I hope you know as well that no matter what your past is, you're always welcome with us.
Yes. This doesn't change anything.
And whatever's going on with you, if you want help, I'm sure we would be happy to help figure out what's causing this.
It may come to that.
It's a quiet trip back across town when you want it to be. It's late in the evening at this point. The overcast clouds and brisk temperature makes it unseasonably cold away from the Zonot, which was nice and warm by the beach. You come back to the right turn to get back to the Transguild Promenade and pass the shops and the mind grind on the way back to the Generous Stray. You get out of your carriage, get back to the door. Everything's as it should be.
There's probably a New Year's Eve party happening at the...
There's a bit of a party atmosphere happening at the Generous Stray. Lots of dancing lights, lots of music, lots of revelry.
I think I'm partied out for the night, though.
As you are walking in, having recapped and discovered various secrets, Astaroth, are you still wearing the...
The earring?
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, on the way back, because he had it. He had it with him, but he had taken it off for his formal thing.
Mm-hmm.
And on the way back, he was kind of looking at the earring because he's been thinking about it the entire time since he realized that he had it on in the... Because also, since the vision, he's kind of been rethinking it over. He keeps like having dreams about flying and stuff.
Yeah.
Like remembering that, and he's realized that's on there. So on the way back, he put it back in.
Okay.
And he's been thinking... I think at some point we've got to get back in contact with Feather. I think I've got some questions.
Me too.
I think we all do.
I'm all ears.
All right. How old are you?
I'm like 42 and
No.
Not,
Not you.
I think like 83.
Sorry.
83 at last count?
I understand that from your perspective this was a confusing thing that happened.
Rude question to just ask.
I just heard some. Feather.
Yes.
I put my earring in while it's happening.
What do you know about what happened before the signing of the Guildpact?
I know a lot.
Were you there?
In a manner of speaking.
Yeah, no, I think, so were we.
What? That's weird.
It's a little difficult to explain. But,
Well, you can ask me any question. You know, a fireman angel can't lie.
Did the firemaidens do anything to encourage the other guilds that the Guildpact needed to happen?
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Let me just put it on the floor. I experienced the signing of the Guildpact from...
what's the name of the...
Razia.
From Razia's perspective. And I heard some in my ear. Someone said, through a earring a lot like this, that they wish they could be there with him. And that their sacrifice was worth it. Do you know who that voice was?
I think I do.
You mind telling me?
I'd rather not say. As you know, a fireman angel can't lie.
Yeah, I experienced that.
Fortunately for me, I'm not a Fire Main Angel anymore. We'll pick up there next week, everybody.
What? She's also half manta ray.
Everybody's Simic!
What is happening?
Guys, here's a twist. I'm not a minotaur. I'm a man who was crossed with a bull.
And Lucien is a man who was crossed with another human.
Man!
2 humans mated, and they created a Lucien.
Superhuman.
He's a human-human hybrid.
Well, that was fun, everybody.
Wow.
Oh my god.
What
I
a
would
night.
like to thank you all for sticking around with us and staying late. I would like to thank Benevolent Overlord, Dom Zook,
Yay!
for being our producer extraordinaire. Please do join us this weekend for Saving Throw Show Spring Break. This
Yes.
Saturday, starting bright and early. Bright and early our time. For Monster Hunter and Roll for Shoes and the various sundries and Celebrity. And there's a Tempting Fate as well, yeah?
Yes.
And Tempting Fate as well. I want to thank Zach Heidi for that beautiful theme song, as well as Gaurav for editing that opening. I want to thank the folk who helped me create this storyline that you've seen here tonight. Emmett Fury, Phil DeLuca, and of course, my good personal friend, John Wells. Get well soon, buddy. I want to thank Knox Weiler Burf for the terrain.
So cool.
This is gorgeous.
This is gorgeous
This is
stuff.
so good.
Pretty.
For all of the spectacular things, and also we have a few box tops that we've borrowed from around the studio, but for helping me build the Leaf Drake Roost.
Which were all pretty, appropriate.
Yeah, it's very
wise.
on theme.
I will have an announcement about my my work with Scabby Rooster, which Knox is the champion of, during our announcements portion, which we're going to get to right now. So tell the folks where they can find you.
Hi, my name is Jordan Pridgeon, and you can find me on Twitter at Jordan Pigeon, where sometimes I tweet things, but not all that often, honestly. I'm going to try to do more. I say that every now and then.
You should.
Yeah, anyway, you can also find me on Saving Throw Show's channel on Friday nights, which is twitch.tv/Saving Throw Show for ETU, which is Wildcards, which is ETU, East Texas University, which is like crazy college with Buffy sort of vibes to it. Savage World show, and that's on Friday nights at 8 p.m. And then I'm also on Tuesday night on twitch.tv/officialpaizo, Deepwater Deep, our Starfinder game.
Nice.
So watch me on those.
I am Riley Silverman. You can find me on Twitter at Riley J. Silverman, and you can find me on Wednesday nights on Hyper RPG's Twitch channel playing Braga in Rat Queens, which is very exciting. And I'm looking forward to myself being part of the Saturday Spring Break-a-thon, and I am going to be playing in Monster of the Week at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and I'm very excited about that. It's a game that I love, and I haven't had a chance to play it myself, so I'm really excited to get into it. It should be a lot of fun, and I'm really excited about my character, so it should be good.
That's going to be cool. Hey, I'm Gaurav, and you can follow me on all the socials at DoubleGXG. That's the word double, then GXG. And like Jordan said, I'm also on Wildcards on Friday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific, so tune in then.
Hey everyone, I'm Ashlyn Rose, and you can find me on Twitter at Ashlyn Rose, on Instagram at rar, it's Ashlyn, and on Twitch at twitch.tv/Ashlyn_Rose. And I won't be there Saturday, but I will probably be in the chat, encouraging everyone and hanging out for a little bit.
Yay!
Thank you.
Watching the awesomeness.
Yeah.
Oh, I joined the Discord finally.
Hooray!
We do have a Discord here at Saving Throw Show. Please do check the link for that. I'm sure is somewhere. Hi, everyone. I'm the Internet's Mox Ruby. You can follow me everywhere at MOXREUBY, all of the social media platforms. Please use the hashtag #TheBrokenPactRPG when talking about this here program on all of those social media channels. I will also be here Saturday for Roll for Shoes on the marathon. Tomorrow, if you go to twitch.tv/ScabbyRooster, I will be there for their experimental live-action role-playing game called Blank Slate, being run by Ryan Omega. That has a bunch of folks you'll recognize. B. Dave Walters is there. Let's see, Eddie Rose is going to be on that show. There's like a dozen of us, and I'm playing a side character called The Objector, which is pretty dope.
Are you conscientious?
We'll see. We'll see.
Phoenix,
how we
right?
do. Wednesdays, please join us at Magic Mike's, MAGICMICS, for the week that was in Magic the Gathering news, where this week we're launching our Kickstarter for the complete set review for War of the Spark, where we're going to try to get the funds together to record about 12 hours of content talking about Magic the Gathering. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Have a lovely evening, and we'll see you next week on the Broken Pact. Good night, everybody.
Bye.